everybody. We will not have any attempts to do the okie kokie in this channel, Lulu. All attempts will be met with negativity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Kath's going to join us in a minute. I'm not quite sure where she is, but we're early, so doesn't actually matter, does it? She will join us, and when she does, she will look resplendent, and it'll be a wonderful time. Fun time is guaranteed for all. Harsh, Super Saint, Katifa, Zero, Mandula, Michelle, Linny, Criv, Dermot, Ashley, Lulu, Kate, other Kate, Richard, Akiko, Mandula. It's lovely to have you all here with us this evening. Thank you so much for being part of this show. I've had a haircut every time. It just goes a little bit further back at the sides. It's that time of the month. It's the end of the month. Hey, Mike. It's that time of the month, Andrea, where loads of people drop off. I can't even look. I hate this time of the month. I really do. 34 people. 34 people watching, I say. Where is everybody? Ah, here she comes. Here she comes. I got to change my settings to that setting. We're going to admit Zoom psychedelic. And change that because I had it on speaker view. We don't want it on speaker view. We want it on gallery view. Bishy bashy boshy. How do, Queen?
Hello, love.
I like that top.
Thank you.
I like it when your hair's crinkly. Like you care. Hey, look at this. Haircut.
Very nice. Very nice. You're coming out the wrong hole. Let me just...
Story of my life.
Yes.
Story of my life. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Wait for Catherine to get sorted. Only 46? Only 46?
You seem quiet.
I don't know what... I'm talking. This is me at this volume.
It's coming out of the computer. Why is it not coming out of my mic?
Because you're a dickhead. It wouldn't come out of your mic.
Incorrect data. Let me look. Speak again. You're just mouthing now.
Yeah, I was just mouthing now. So what? It's interesting to have the technicals coming from this side. No, this side. From this side, as opposed to from this guy. This guide.
Got it.
You in?
Yeah.
Bishy bashy boshy. Welcome to Thursday's night stream. Now it's the 29th. Tomorrow's the 30th. That means Saturday is the 1st. So these shows are always anxiety-inducing for me. I come on and we see we've got 53 people watching. Low numbers. Good people, though. All good people. Jen, Richard, Barnesy, Michael, Jimbo. All good people. But yeah, it's this is the time of the month. My sister, Joe. It's the time of the month where good evening, Jenna and Marcus. I feel so nauseous. Richard Chappers, so nauseous, so anxiety-inducing because the numbers drop, and we get it, and we won't go on about it all night. And this is going to be pretty much a Belfield-free zone, apart from one thing I need to mention. So don't worry about that. A couple of people got very upset that we were talking about Alex Belfield. Tough, deal with it. But there's one thing I want to mention, then we'll move on. Yeah, so this is terrifying because it's getting tight. It's getting yourself.
You don't even. Sorry, everyone.
You busy, mate?
I'm just putting us on there so I can see the chat as well.
Debo, Kerry, Julie, welcome. So we're getting close to the level where we would consider stopping doing Patreon. You guys are great. You guys are hopefully going to stick around. And they've done a new thing on Patreon where you can join up any day in the month and then you don't get billed again on the 1st. If
Yeah.
you join up on the 15th, then the 15th is your billing date, which is good.
That's really good. So people don't get double charged, but
Don't
also
get double
you can
charged.
do it at your pace. So, for example, when I used to be employed by someone else, my payday would be on the 15th. And so I would time everything to come out that day when I was feeling flush. So I get it.
Says, here for life, man. But yeah, so it's getting to the point, and we're not going to whinge about it because we're going to have fun tonight. It's getting close to the point where we're going, it's not really worth doing it. And we knock this on the head, which is terrifying.
Yeah, especially because I've had a little bit of a setback, haven't I?
Yes. It's been a tough old week. Katherine, without revealing what you want to reveal, how are you? Let's just check in. Let me put my feet on the floor for this. Always good to have your feet on the floor. And actually, I'm getting quite warm because I got blankie. Check in with us, Katherine. How you doing?
I am controlling the panic because I've had a setback this week that means that I'm at a looser end work-wise than I was this time last week. And it's come just at the same time as all this news about just how skint we're going to be, and mortgages and gas prices, and Liz Truss not being able to defend herself on BBC local radio, that kind of stuff. And so what I'm trying to do is concentrate on what is rather than what isn't, and trust that it's always been all right in the past. But I will say this: if anyone listening has any need for my particular set of skills, and they are strange ones, admittedly, please give me a shout. Don't be shy, because I don't like not being busy.
Just going to take the shot off you, just because I want to get up an email. I don't want people to see my emails. Good, I'm glad I did that, because go on, continue with your civil.
No, that's it, really. That's all I really want to say. It's a worry. It's a worry, but I haven't lost hope. And next week I'm filming my little zombie film, so that's something.
There's a picture of my boy with an owl on his. You can just see the tip of an owl. There we go.
And while there are boys in the world with owls on their shoulders, there is still hope.
What is going on? My computer is not doing the things that I'm asking it to do. It's a little bit glitchy. Why would that do that? All right. I just want to show we've had a great week. We've had some great things happen this week. Excuse me. We've had some great things happen this week. And I'm just trying, how can I get that? Oh, here we go. Yes. All right. I just want to show how great something was in the week. My computer is being a little bit clicky and it doesn't showy. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that over here and open you. You can't see that properly, so I'm going to share screen. And it's that. And there's my boy with an owl. See, sorry, a little bit more of the owl there. Why won't it? What the fudge is going on? Can you see? Can you see that? Oh no,
I can see that.
No, it's not doing it. But now we can't see you. Where have you gone? You're hiding there. But that should. Okay, well I don't quite know where you are. But this is us. This is Mike McGear. And we are at the book launch. I don't know why we can't see you, Katherine. My computer's doing weird things. We are at the book launch for his new book, which is pictures of Liverpool in the early 60s. And this guy, look at that. Isn't that a great picture? Some great pictures. Behind there is a really cool picture of his dad.
Yeah.
And he was telling us there's a picture of Paul with his foot on the arm of the chair, like looking all rock and roll. And he said, everyone says Paul's being so rock and roll in that picture. He wasn't being rock and roll. He was pushing down one of the springs that are popped out of the arm. And it's full of amazing pictures of young Beatles, bomb struck Liverpool. It's just the coolest thing. And we got invited to that. And that's very weird. We got invited to that, which was cool in itself, right?
Yeah.
But as we were going there, it's a tiny, tiny little gallery. I hadn't been to one of these launches before. Tiny little gallery. And as we got there, there's people on the door going, oh, Iain, okay, yeah, you're on the list. And then an older woman was pushing a very old gentleman in a wheelchair, and they were trying to get the ramp to go in the thing. And I looked and went, holy shit, Kath, that's Sir Peter Blake. Now, for those who don't know Sir Peter Blake, one of Britain's leading artists, if you the simple shorthand, he designed the Sgt. Pepper cover. You know, if you need a point of reference, he designed Sergeant Pepper, as well as loads of other things. You know, he's a great artist. I went, flipping out, Peter Blake was being wheeled in, and I was about to help push him up the ramp, and then someone else took over. And we're in there. We go in. We see Roger McGough. We see a lovely Kate Robbins. Kate Robbins was there. You know Kate. She's aware of me. So we went and said hello to Kate. She was talking to the wonderful Mike Batt, who is now my friend on Twitter.
And mine.
Yeah, his first retweet was about an Asian rape gang.
Yeah.
Okay, but everything else in his Twitter feed is solid. That was his first retweet.
I noticed that, and I think, oh, he's not looked into who's tweeting that stuff, because I did, and I went, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so listen, I think we can all agree we're all against Asian rape gangs, Christian, white, black, whatever. I'm against rape gangs, Catherine.
Yeah.
Maybe he tweets a different ethnicity every single day. Anyway, so we're chatting to Mike Batt for ages, and he embraces his past. He brought up the Wombles. And told the story about how the night before they were on Top of the Pops, he got his mum to make all the Wombles outfits. And he had, I think, his brother and his sister and a friend.
Yeah, they were all there painting Womble noses
in them. So we're chatting to him for about half an hour. I loved it. And you know me, I love all of that kind of stuff. So I was having a great time. Mark Lewison beckoned me over.
Now follows me on Twitter.
He sent me a lovely email saying it's very, very nice to meet you. Mark Lewison was there, and I went, I'm going to go, because I'm not very good in these things historically. I don't really do them, and I'm not very good.
Also, it was such a small place, it could have been quite intimidating because there weren't that many people there, and you could stand there and be completely ignored, but be obviously being ignored.
Oh, I'd say there were, 40, 50 crammed into two very tiny floors.
Yeah.
And so there's Mark Lewison, and I said to Catherine, I'm going to go and say hello to him. I met him years ago. He won't remember me, but I'm going to go and say hello to him. Before I could, he went, Iain, lovely to see you. Now, he's one of those people that remembers everybody and everything.
I saw it in action.
Yeah.
This is Catherine. Hi, Catherine. Nice to meet you, Catherine. He said it about 3 times. And then at the end said, Catherine, it was so good to meet you. We'll see you again, Catherine. He was doing that thing where he's like, remember the names, remember the names. And that's why... Yeah, sorry. I was going to say, that explains exactly the way he writes.
Yeah, if you've ever read those Beatles books, the pages are heavy with facts and what others might call trivia, which he rightfully calls historical facts. And I started a conversation with him, and I did bottle the conversation a bit. I said, the new Revolver box set looks very disappointing. Now, Mark Lewison is not going to say in public, yeah, it's not very good. Because then you got a story. Oh, Mark Lewison slagged off Revolver. And he said, no, it's wonderful. I've heard the mixes. It's great. It's wonderful. And what I should have said to him was, yeah, listen, it's great this stuff's coming out, but there's a new Beach Boys box set coming out that is 2 albums, Carl and the Passions, one of my favourite, and Holland, and it's 6 discs, and every disc is crammed full of stuff, whereas the Beatles, it's 2 of the discs are different, mono and stereo Revolver, which is about 30 minutes. They're on 2 separate discs, and I should have said, look how the Beach Boys are doing it, Mark. They are bringing out 6 discs for 2 albums that sold almost nothing, crammed full of stuff we've never heard. That's what and instead I didn't. I kind of got a little bit cloying. But then he introduced us to Gary Crowley and Gary Crowley's wife, Carla.
Yes.
I remembered her name. And what was lovely, right, not many people in showbiz do this. He went, Iain, this is, Iain, Catherine, this is Gary Crowley. And as I was shaking Gary's hand and talking to him, he went, and this is his wife, Carla. And again, a second time he went, this is Carla, to make sure that she was included. Because showbiz circles, that doesn't normally happen. I try... But I was a little bit blown away that Mark Lewison had known me, so it was a little bit giddy. But he made sure that she was brought into the conversation.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. And I've now got his phone number. Anyway, Catherine and I have booked tickets for his show in that theatre.
Anyway, a theatre.
October the 8th. He said he was doing the show on a Sunday, didn't he?
I think so. He said yes,
Yeah,
but
it's not. It's a Friday and a Saturday, so we got that wrong.
no, I think he said the Saturday, and he said the
Oh, okay.
Saturday was selling a little bit slower,
Yeah. Well,
which I
we are
find very
going.
surprising because everyone's up for Saturday, aren't they?
Well, the Saturday matinee is almost sold out. The evening show isn't because there's a train strike. Yes, Gary Crowley of BBC London, who I'd never met, and we did that thing of we met. I don't, I think we've literally passed each other in corridors, various, radio and TV things. So there was that.
You know what it felt like? It felt like a family do.
Yeah, Richard get a ticket. But then apparently I met one of Paul McCartney's daughters, but
Mary.
I don't even remember meeting her.
I do.
So what? Tell me again because I don't remember it.
So we were talking to Mike, and then Kate, and then Mike back. Mike back, yeah. Mike was doing the usual thing of circulating and making everyone feel welcome. And by the way, what a lovely welcome that was. So we went in behind Sir Peter Blake.
It's behind Sir Peter Blake.
Who got a massive cuddle. Of course he did. It's Sir Peter Blake, right?
Sir Peter Blake, though.
But the cuddle train didn't stop rolling, right? I got hugged. You got hugged.
Yeah,
he was genuinely
amazing.
pleased to see us,
Amazing.
genuinely, and stood and talked to us as well. Not just
and
a
then
kind
made
of
a point later on of coming to find us to have another chat with us and to talk through a couple of the pictures on the wall.
And he took our pictures. He wanted our pictures.
Yeah, he took our pictures.
Isn't that crazy? But he takes pictures of everything, which is why he is who he is,
But how wonderful.
So yeah, at one point he came over. He went,
"Oh yeah,
Iain, Catherine, have you met our Mary?" And I recognised her.
I don't even remember this bit happening.
But you don't do faces anyway.
No.
But it's Mary McCartney.
The baby from McCartney.
The baby from McCartney. I know I've seen because she was with a young man who looks just dead like Paul McCartney. It's his grandson, obviously, her boy. So yeah, I said, "Oh, hello, Mary." I was delighted. I was thinking, it's Mary McCartney. She's brilliant. And you were very nice to her, but I had absolutely no clue.
I spoke to her and was polite. Well,
yeah, you shook her hand.
She would have liked that.
Yeah.
I didn't have a flipping clue.
Do you know what I found with them? And it's with Kate and with him as well. They don't like bullshit. No. So they quite like it when people are just normal,
I see Dave Dogface is in the chat. Were you here for the bit when I was talking about Mark Lewison and talking about Revolver? Because if not, I will repeat it for you as another disappointed Beatles fan. I'm trying to think. We didn't speak to Roger McGough. I would have liked to, but he seemed to be very, very busy.
Yeah.
There was a woman there who I really recognised, and I was thinking about her today. So I sat getting my haircut. I was going, who is that woman? She's not famous. I think I've worked with her. And I saw her and I thought, I know her, but I can't go and speak to her because I think I know her so well that I should be able to go, all right, Susan, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I didn't. And it just keeps, just trying to catch a dream.
You're going to wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, well, I have been recently.
I didn't realise it was.
So it was, I never do launches, red carpet. I mean, it's very intimate. I never do launches. No, you heard that. The Beach Boys set like that. Yeah, good. Okay. Never. I've heard the Carnegie Hall gig. It's great. This Beach Boys box set that's coming out, Catherine. So they did the Feel Flow, Sunflower and Surf's Up.
Yeah.
They're now doing a 6 CD box set. Christmas is coming up, guys, of 2 albums that sold hardly anything. Holland and Carl and the Passion So Tough, which is one of my favourite albums. Everybody hates it because it's just so beautiful. The Dennis Wilson songs on there are wonderful. Bringing out a 6 CD box set of that, and
wow.
Boy, oh boy, I'm salivating. This is the thing, right? These albums, I think Carl and the Passion's probably got to like 100 in the Billboard Hot 100, and they're getting a 6 CD box set, and it'll be beautifully done. The artwork is amazing. Revolver gets, I think, is it 5 CDs, and one of them's got 4 songs on. One of them is the stereo mix, one of them is the mono mix. Leaves you with 2 CDs of rarities. Fuck's sake. Come on, Beatles. The Beach Boys and the Monkees re-releases are destroying you.
I mean, 2 of them are dead. Cut them some slack.
That's true. But it was a really wonderful night.
Yeah.
The kind of thing, again, back in the past, I would have, if I'd have gone 10 minutes and I'd been out. But no, we went in, we walked around, we were confident, stayed there for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, we were welcome, and I felt like we were one of the gang, weren't we?
Never had a ginger ale before.
Did you like it, Anna?
I did like it, actually, yeah. It's supposed to be good for indigestion.
Mm.
Why do some people say indigestion?
Because some people are weird.
Isn't it? Here we go. Ashley says, just spent the last 5 minutes very confused, getting mixed up between Peter Blake and Pink Panther director Blake Edwards. To be fair, I shouldn't, as he died over 10 years ago. It was actual Sir Peter Blake, who is one of... Anyways, it was wonderful. Mike was so welcoming and so lovely. He's been so kind to us.
And we finally met Rowena, and she wasn't just doing this on a Zoom call, because Mike's wife Rowena's brilliant, and she former nurse, and she always sets up the Zoom calls for him because he's crap with technology.
He is shit with technology.
But it was so nice to see.
He's a very old man. He's a very old man.
Don't
We did
tell him
wonder
that.
if my ears were open in case behind me I heard a. But there was none of that.
None to be found.
No, none to be found. It was absolutely brilliant. I am maturing. And you'll have recognised this, Catherine, because as you say, I didn't feel out of place there. I felt like, okay, I know Mike. He's invited me to be here. This is great.
Yeah, it was a really lovely atmosphere. Yeah.
Those pictures, I mean, the book is expensive, it's too expensive for me. But those pictures, seeing those pictures up on the wall, you know, the famous one of them writing, I saw her standing there. And, you know, but then there were some that were really familiar because there have been a famous version of it. But it was like 2 or 3 shots further in the camera, so you'd never seen it.
I was really taken with the one of him, young Mike McCartney.
Oh, yeah.
In 3/4 profile with a sort of Breton fisherman's jumper on. I thought it looked great.
Yeah. Well,
that's the one I'd have.
He's a very, very handsome man. You know, you look at him.
He's still dapper, isn't he?
Oh, he's still very handsome, right? But I would suggest going and look at him in the 60s and the 70s when he was a pop star. And it was, you know, we were at a my friend Colin's 50th birthday party. And it was brilliant. And this is how I'm going to do my birthday party. He had a marquee in the garden. People in the house, people in the garden. There were sofas and chairs in the marquee. And his dad is a folk musician. So he'd set up a couple of microphones, a couple of amplifiers. There was a banjo, there were a couple of ukes, there were some guitars, there was a bass. And it was... So his dad got up and did, you know, like the proper folk version of Sloop John B. and stuff like that. And quite vulgar folk songs. And then he went, right, who's next? And... at one point, Catherine, you led a round of Lily the Pink.
I did. We didn't tell him that, did we?
No, you led a round of Lily the Pink, you know, and everyone in the tent knew 75% of the words. And then we're hanging out with the bloke who wrote Lily the Pink.
Yeah, it was great. That was such a good party. It was a party. I didn't know anyone. No. You didn't know that many people.
I knew Conan and Ruth. I knew Seb. I knew Bean a little bit, and lovely Captain John, who I've not seen for years.
But what's going on with you? You're becoming the party person.
Yeah. Well, I went, and I was surprised. We got there about 5. We left at 10:30. And what was great is, so we're in this marquee, and Con gets up and sings a few songs. He was steaming, and he's going, right. Him and his dad are going, right. Who's next? And no one was getting up. And I said, look, Conan, if you get your ukes out. I'll do a Beatles song. I know I've just seen the face on the uke. I haven't really played guitar or ukulele for ages, so I didn't have any songs at the forefront of my mind. So we got up and we did that. Everyone's singing along. And then he's a big fan of Aha. So him and his friend Dickie, who plays with Scritti Politti and recently supported Hot Chip. Hey, we got a new Patreon. It's worked. We got a new Patreon tonight.
Welcome.
Catherine.
Oh, me?
The £20 level. Thank you. I don't know if you're here, Catherine, if you join. Dickie, who supported Hot Chip the other day, and they got up and they were working out The Sun Always Shines on TV, and Con was struggling to say, anyone know Aha? I went, she does! And suddenly, you were steaming as well. You're up.
I wasn't steaming, I was nicely alight.
Singing with my best friend, who you'd only just met, singing Sun Always Shines on TV, and then you started singing "We're Up All Night to Get Some."
No, they started singing that, and then they kept dragging me up after that. They were begging me to sing.
Dragging her up.
Begging.
They were trying to push her down.
I didn't want. Here's the thing, you know, you don't know people that well. You don't want to hog it, and so I did keep sitting down. But I got a bit of a name for myself for knowing the songs. I think me and Dickie got on famously, and it transpired afterwards because I thought Dickie knew everyone.
Yeah.
Turns out they were only popping in. They stayed all night, didn't they?
Then a French woman got up and joined you. I think she was French or Italian. French.
Yeah.
Got up and joined in with, and then we got up and we did a Beatles song again, me and you. And it was brilliant. People
Oh,
just
such a
getting up
laugh.
and having a go. And it was, so that is how I'm going to do my 50th, I think. Marky in the garden, a few instruments out, maybe get Matt and his band to come and do a little acoustic set.
Do you know, it's funny because that's how I envisaged it when you
And
said you were going
food.
to have a party. I
And
imagined it in
food.
your garden.
That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I am going to do it. So
Poor
that was
Betty.
lovely.
Poor Betty next door.
She'll love it. She'll love it. My band, Boomhauer X, is getting back together again. I need to arrange a little pizza date for that. Catherine's going to be the new singer, so that's
Yeah.
exciting. So a lot has...
Hogging it again.
will there be a drunk tank? Yes. And what time do you want us to arrive in? I've not ruled it out, Gatford. I need to come up with a little list of who's who. Yeah, we'll get her some sherry. That's what we'll do. So we have had some amazing things happen this week, but it's been a tough old week. And we have been reminded of the fragility of our universes. Everything can change like that. I'm so tired. I'm actually feeling a little bit upbeat now. I'm so tired. Fucking breakfast is... When I get up now, it is cold, really cold, and it is dark.
Yeah.
And it is dark for the whole journey to work, and it's dark for the first hour I'm in work. Get there about 6:40. It is dark, and it's cold, and it will only get worse. And that makes me miserable. And so I'm doing 3 jobs at the moment, right? So I'm doing the breakfast show 5 days a week, and I'm counselling 3 days a week, and I'm doing this 2 nights a week, right? And the breakfast show, see, I thought the show was rubbish today. David, who I trust implicitly, David Knows Funny, said it was a really, really good show. We're trying to get a story planted in the papers about me being furious about the jungle. We may talk about that. We may talk about the jungle. But I don't really understand breakfast. And so the last couple of days, it's felt like I've been phoning it in. I've been doing links that are nothing. I've been doing nothing links. And you know me, Catherine, historically, I've wanted every word to have some form of resonance. And I haven't been doing that the last couple of days.
So what you've been saying, and now here's Robbie Williams and Candy.
That kind of thing, Don't forget, if you want to give us a call, this is the number, that filler.
Yeah.
And so I've struggled with the show this week to the point where, and this is because I'm so tired as well. And I had a row with the boss this week about no fucking promotion. No promotion. We've had a row about it. And, it got to the point where today I was thinking, do you know what? I'm going to go and tell him it's not working, and I'll work out a month and then I'll leave. That's where it got to in my head.
Right.
I'm going to say, Steve, I'm really sorry. I'm not delivering the show that I think you deserve. So tell you what, get Jake Yapp in. I'll work as long as it takes to get Jake in, and I'll do that. That's nuts, right? And Lulu's right. It's a pay packet. Don't be so hard on yourself. And that's when I think when I'm in the mood, the frame of mind, it's a job. That's when I can do it, because it's just a job. Mm-hmm. Just a job. On a good day, I'm in my car by 9:57. It's just a job. But there is that part of me that wants every word to be funny or clever or meaningful. Every link to be.
Well, then you can never win.
No, exactly. Gary says Dom's show gets more promotion than yours. That was part of what the argument was about. I went to the website and the whole banner was Dom's show. You had to scroll down twice to get to a little box for me. And I said, what is that about? And he said, it's a promotion. It will change, right, by this week. So I went there Tuesday, and it wasn't the big banner, but you still had to scroll down once to get a little box for me. And I went, Steve, it's not good enough. So you go there now, and there's still more of Dom on the homepage. There's a little box of me, but there should be a fucking big banner, not for my ego, for the breakfast show. Should be a big banner, and there's not. There's a little box, Dom. Scroll down, Dom.
But they did tweet you yesterday, so
they did tweet at me, fucking idiots. So struggling with. I don't know. I felt so depressed today, and I was in bed trying to have a doze, and I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna go and get a haircut and a beard cut. I'm gonna go and do something that's for me.
Yeah.
So I did that. It was funny. It was David's idea to get people to phone in and do those stings. Ian,
See, I
Ian
missed
Lee's
them all
Rude
because I was
Awakening.
driving this morning.
Oh, this was yesterday. Ian Lee's Rude Awakening is like having a leg without a slipper. Jack, they mean nothing.
Yes.
Ian Lee's Rude Awakening. Walls? That. It's that kind of shit. Make one up right now. It's the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
The first thing that comes into your head, it'll work.
All right. Iain Lee's Rude Awakening. It's like a flower with no petals on.
Boom! Iain Lee's Rude Awakening, like lights when you can't find the switch.
It's all about being able to do the song, isn't it, rather than the words?
There's a shit. I found, this is because I found the list of the new ones, right? And there's a terrible one about.
Some of them are actually quite rude.
Yeah, but there's a terrible one
It's
about.
like a breakfast show, but shit.
Yeah,
basically, is the only thing he's not said.
I don't care about that, but there's one about the King's Cipher. What's the King's Cipher?
Oh,
well,
that's
because it's taken so long for him to become the king. So cipher, they mean sigh for. What's the King's sigh for? Because it's taken so long to become king. What's the King's Cipher? I don't know.
No one's
and your
gonna get
joke
that.
doesn't work.
No one's going to get that.
So, here we go. Jim's got one. Iain Lee's Rude Awakening, setting fire to their underpants. Here we go. Visionary. Iain Lee's Rude Awakening. It's like 10,000 spoons and all you need is a knife. So we're doing that, and we did this thing today where we want to try and plant a story in the papers like me and you used to, and it's about. So we recorded.
How dare you? They're all true.
We wrote a rant about me not being in the new I'm a Celebrity. We wrote it, and then I read it, and so we put that out as the trail, and we'll see if anyone bites. And I'm on Twitter. I'm kind of playing it up a little bit. Let's talk about the jungle. I am genuinely, Daniel. Iain Lee's Rude Awakening. It's like Ian, but if he was Lee. Exactly. I am Iain Lee's Rude Awakening, the pound coin of breakfast radio. You can say anything, and it would make as much sense. Here we go. Iain Lee's Rude Awakening. He doesn't just pull the rug out from under you, he takes the carpet too. Iain Lee's Rude Awakening, because fact into doubt won't go. That's a genuinely good one. I am genuinely gutted to not, but I've never, you know this, Catherine, I've never been able to watch The Jungle since I came out of it.
Yeah.
Because it felt like it was my thing. The Welsh, the Jungle in the Castle doesn't count. It's a different TV show. But I've never been able to watch it. And there is, knowing this, I think they're filming the show now. I don't think it's a live thing. I think they're filming it now in South Africa. But seeing that happening and not being invited into it, fucking hell, it really hurts. Now, there's no reason they should invite me into it, right? There's no reason they should. They've had 20 years, so they've had, 250 contestants in there. But fucking hell, it hurts not to be asked to be in there. And two from my series, Toff and Amir Khan. Now, I made Amir Khan vaguely interesting. I stand by that. But obviously he's in there because he's constantly in the papers because he's constantly shagging behind his wife's back. That's they're splitting up, they're getting together. They're splitting up, they're getting together. They're a soap opera, right? So
I think he's got I also think he's got a reality TV show on like BBC Three or something, hasn't he?
There we go. This is ego. It's mainly ego, and we can't control our ego unless we take LSD and try and destroy it. I'm not prepared to do that. It fucking hurts, Catherine, not to be in it. It really hurts. It really upsets me, which is insane. I'm aware that's insane.
I don't think you're the only one. I was listening to Capital today in the car because I was on a wild goose. I was on a wild goose chase. I can't get you in the car.
You can if you use your phone.
I can't because the Jack FM app is shite and doesn't work.
Go to the radio app, Radio Tuner app.
I do, but it won't do it. It won't do it.
Here we go. This is awkward, isn't it, Visionary?
It won't do it. So anyway, it won't do it. I've tried.
Paul, I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Go on, carry
on. So I was listening to that and Roman, what's his name? Kemp's not in it either. And I think he's a little bit salty about that.
Yeah, he was shit.
Well, but he's young and popping.
No, I'm joking. So I know exactly what you mean. This is nothing. This means Capital do play music that makes sense, though. You're right, David. They do. Their playlist, you go, oh yes, it's Capital. Ours is like, what the fuck?
It's H again.
I've
heard that song, by the way, now about Baby G.
Babe, now you know what it's about. It's weird, right? When we found out you had a hole in your heart, but that will never tear the family apart. It's that kind of stuff, isn't it? Daniel says, I don't think it's the same. This showbiz stuff is your job for years. It sounds like if some people in my office were invited to an away day, I was left in the office. Absolutely. That's a really good analogy. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, because there's also that element of not really being totally into going, but wishing they'd have asked in the first place.
Yeah, and it hurts because I made the fucking strawberry. Who gives a fuck about it? It really hurts. It's really upset me, but also it's another one. I tell you what, it's slightly like. It's after 11 o'clock show. My career kind of went down, and Gervais and Sasha were off. It feels a little bit like that. I've been down on my luck work-wise for 2 years, and now I'm working harder than I've ever worked before with 3 jobs. Just as I feel like I'm, after the first time in 2 years, I'm making a little bit of money. I can put a tiny bit, just like a couple of £100 a month, I can put that away for the first time in 2 years. Then the mortgages are going to go up, and I'm absolutely fucked. I'm fucked. And so it's another reminder of how... what is it a reminder of? It's a reminder of my realistic situation, that it's tight, that things are tight, and I don't really want to do a breakfast show, and it's a reminder of that.
But you're in a transitional moment, right? So you've got.
I thought the transition was the last. I thought I was out of the transitional moment.
No, the transition will be when you knock the breakfast show on the head, if that's what you decide to do,
yes,
and go into counselling more.
Yeah. And
you identify more as a counsellor than anything else. That's the transition. That's the full transition, I thought.
But
that whole showbiz thing is never going to satisfy. And also the All Stars thing, they'll be doing it every bloody year because they've run out of people.
I contributed to a series that's going to be on BBC Radio 4. The first couple of episodes, in fact, I think my episode comes out October the 4th. Which must be for next Tuesday, I think. So it's. Do you know what it's called? What is it called? That's not YouTube. It's about fame. But Elizabeth Taylor is the through line.
I do know because he wrote me an email. Let me look it up.
What is it called?
He wrote me a really nice email. In fact, hang on, Alan.
Look, it's got celebrity in it. Hang on, search.
Celebrity.
Oh, you're frozen.
Called Pink Clouds Icon, episode 4.
So it's on
Pink Clouds of Icon, yeah.
Pink Clouds?
Yeah. The broadcast is in episode 4, Pink Clouds. It's of Icon.
Icon is the series. Pink Clouds will be
right.
Pink Clouds is the episode because it's about recovery. Boom. So it's using Elizabeth Taylor's celebrity as the through line for it, and I know that Gail Porter has contributed to it. I cannot think who else. There's a few other names, and each week it tackles a different thing. Now, I've got no idea what the rest of it is, but my episode I think comes out on the 4th, and I'm actually going to listen to it to hear what they put in because I was interviewed for an hour, and it was talking about her recovery, and there's a really beautiful bit from her diary. Which is, I found very, very moving about being in the Betty Ford clinic. It was like, holy shit, okay, she's a real human being. But I talk on there about fame being fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's really shit and it's really horrible, but I really miss it and I love it because it's addictive. It's like cocaine. Cocaine is horrible, man. It does nothing. It doesn't quite fit because I don't miss it now, but historically I have missed it. Even though I know it's horrible and it ruins my life, I have missed it. I don't actually miss it at the moment, which is wonderful. But fame is a similar thing. It's completely destructive. It's completely self-centered. It's completely, but I fucking
And there is a come
miss
down.
it. Yeah. Oh God, it's just, it's awful, but I miss it. And so we talk about that in the thing. I don't know what they'll keep in because it's half-hour episode and I was talking for an hour and there's audio and stuff like that. But I will probably actually listen to that. I never listen to anything I do, but I will have some of that. And the fame thing is, it's. So I'm just going to do this because I want to go to something else. I want to get my emails up. I don't want anyone to see my emails. Right, it's there. Anyway, counselling's going really well. full of my book is full of clients. In the process of getting this tidied up, changed all the pictures. That shelf now, that is a counsellor's shelf. A little bit. Joe, there's some Christmas presents from Mum from last Christmas. So yeah, remind me to give you those. I just need to do that shelf. It won't take long, and I'm just putting it off. And when that sofa comes in, then I'm ready to see clients here. But yeah, my clients are full. My book is full and going really well. So I'm prepared to say on that. Patreon, as you know, is a stressful kind of thing. One thing on Belfield, and then we're going to move on. And I'm kind of done. I did an interview with someone the other day. Did Stephen Nolan. Stephen Nolan's a really good interviewer. I haven't listened to him for years. When you're on the other end of the microphone, he's brilliant. And do you know why he's brilliant?
Gives you room.
Does the silence thing. And you'll say something, and I would say something like, he started talking about about TV and stuff. He's talking about the counselling. And I said, do you know what, Stephen? I could probably think, if I really worked hard, I could probably think of 3 things in my showbiz career that I'm proud of. The rest of it, I'm embarrassed. I'm not proud. It's vacuous. It's nothing. I'm really surprised to hear that, Iain. That feels really sad to me. That's it. That's so good. I was on the phone thinking, shit, this man's good. This man's really good. Be careful what you say, because he's going to do. You're going to do that thing where you say more than you want to say. So I was really kind of holding it in, but I think I did say more than I wanted to say. But I was surprised because it was about Belfield, and I was surprised it was so. He then went on to the counselling thing. He obviously found that interesting. I think they left that in.
They did. I heard it.
Did you hear it?
Uh-huh.
And I had a couple of inquiries off the back of that. But then I did one interview with some guy for Bauer, not Bauer, maybe Bauer or Global one, Bauer, about it. And then I've had a couple. The Guardian got in touch, and You Magazine got in touch. And I said to You Magazine, "How much do you pay?" "We don't pay." I said, "I'm going to pass." And I've pretty much stopped for now, although as a victim, I reserve the right to change my mind at any moment. I would like to just highlight an email I got today. And I got this, and I cried. And I'm not going to read it out. I will send it to you, Katherine. It is... Oh, it's going to make me emotional. It's someone connected with the police who was involved in the case. And I saw it. You get a letter, an email with a police thing. You think, oh, fucking hell. And what they said was, I've seen your videos. If you'd have come to me, you would have been believed. That's going to make me cry. And I'll forward it to you because I haven't replied yet, but I got that. Beautifully written, unnecessary. There's no reason for this person to get in touch with me. And you'll see who it is when you get the email, Katherine. You'll see I'm being slightly vague. Unnecessary, beautifully written. Oh, fucking hell. That was magic. I'm crying because I'm tired. Don't worry. I'm crying because this is a really snotty hanky, actually. You get it?
Yeah.
You get it, Jelly Bean? So, it is validation. Thank you, Jimbo. The Belfield stuff I am now putting to one side, although I reserve the right to change my mind at any moment. But right now, I think I'm done with it, and I want to embrace this. He's in prison. He's in prison still. I want to embrace what's going on moving forward. I'm really enjoying doing the counselling work. I'm going to stop talking about the counselling because I want to keep that a separate thing. But know that I am doing it, and it's I'm doing it. Katherine, I've been talking for ages.
I think that just before we close that particular paragraph, I think that whole thing's been really good for you. The training, and the fact that you've had to do quite a lot of self-examination. Not like that, You've had to do a lot of self-examination in the course of it as well. I think you've got a lot of things organized in your mind that have been jumbled for a long time. And I've seen a massive improvement in you. Because you were bloody awful before. No, you know what I mean. I'm really proud of you. You did it. You did it.
Daniel said the vasectomy was good for self-examination too. Dirty boy. Dirty boy.
Oh, God.
Look at that. Look at that line now. Way back there. Right, I'm going to get that tomorrow. I'm going to get that tattooed. So the next time I get a haircut, we can see how far back it's gone. I'm nearly 50. Fucking, what a head of hair. Nearly 50.
You're forgetting we were at that party in the weekend. You're doing pretty well.
Everyone was bald. All of my friends are bald.
Can you imagine you going, yeah, well, I'm receding a tiny bit. This poor bugger's going. I could do that.
Yeah, I'll do it with a Sharpie, Lulu. You're absolutely correct. So, is there anything else to talk about? Oh, Joe, could you bring pillows and towels?
And a bed.
I'm having a baby.
It's hot water, isn't it?
My sister's coming to stay at the weekend. Pillows and towels. That sofa bed did not... Oh, I know some of you, I know Richard missed the end of the story. So the sofa bed was coming. And then 10 minutes before they were going to deliver it, I refreshed the app.
Tell them the whole story.
Fucking
I get
Wayfair.
a text message.
Well, let's go back to the beginning, right? So
Yeah.
I want a sofa bed. You know, I was umming and ahhing, and I bought a sofa bed on Wayfair, and then I cancelled it, and then I got in touch and said, look, if I buy this, it gives you a specific delivery date. They said, don't worry. What happens is you buy it, it gives you a specific delivery date. The delivery company then get in contact, and you can choose the date. I said, are you sure? Because it doesn't say that on the website. Yes, sir, I'm sure. So I ordered it, and it was set for yesterday, right? Which actually was the day that I wanted. But then on Friday night after ABBA, I get an email saying, right, your sofa's coming tomorrow. Saturday, well, I'm out. So I'm 10 o'clock at night, I'm messaging them saying I'm out, I can't do it. Saturday morning, I get a message saying, oh, no, it's not coming. It went to the wrong depot. We haven't got it. Okay. So then we get to Tuesday, and I still haven't had a confirmation it's coming Wednesday. So I got in touch with Wayfair, and I said, what's happening with this sofa? They're on there. This is the live chat. They're on there going, yep. We're really sorry that it's got lost. Was that you?
It's my stomach.
Really sorry it's got lost. Andrea says, poor Catherine throwing her kids out of the car. Yes, click live, Andrea. You probably are like this about this.
Yeah.
So I said, it's got lost. I went, you're joking. They said, no, it's got lost. What we can do is we can cancel it and we can order another one for you. I said, well, cancel it, but I'm not going to buy another one from you because this has been a pain in the ass. So then, yesterday, I was talking to them on Twitter as well. Anyway, yesterday, I get an email saying, right, it's coming Thursday. What? But it's been cancelled. I've got a refund. Here's my mistake. I got in touch with Wayfair on Twitter DMs, and I said, you know this thing was being cancelled. Well, I've just had this thing saying it's been delivered tomorrow. Idiot. She said, oh, let me look at that, Mr. Lee. Yeah, it was going to be delivered tomorrow, but of course we've had to cancel it, so I've just cancelled it. I went, no, I want it. Yeah, we've had to cancel it because we've refunded you. I will pay you right now. I will transfer the money. I want this sofa tomorrow. Really sorry, Mr. Lee, it's been cancelled. Here's the kicker. Don't worry, we will use this case for training purposes to make sure it never happens again. Lessons will be learned.
God. That's like being at the doctors and them going, tell you what, would you mind if I showed the team this? Because that's a belter.
So I then said to the person I was very polite to the person on Twitter, but I did say, your company sucks, never contact me again, block. So then I wake up at 5:30 and there's a message on my phone saying, your sofa will be delivered between 8:20 and 10:20 this morning. I'm thinking, I've fallen through the cracks here. Shit, I'm going to be at work. So I text David next door. I left the garage door open in case they drop it off at the garage. And I texted Kat saying, there's no way you can get here for 8:30, is there? She went, no, but I can get there for 9:15. So the whole radio show today, nice little sense of jeopardy, I thought, was me watching the live app and refreshing the live app. Oh, they started in Nottingham, right? That's an hour away. That's at 7:30. That means they'll get there at 8:30, but I'm the third delivery out of 16, so that might be enough to push it to 9:15. Then they go off somewhere. Then they start coming down. Then I get a text from them saying, Cola, your delivery driver, will be with you shortly. I'm thinking, fuck. Then on the map, they're near Aylesbury, 15 minutes away from me. And I get a phone call from Cola saying, we're going to be with you within 25 minutes, right? This was at 10 to 9. Catherine's going to get in mine at 9:15. Oh, it was so tense. It was so tense.
I sent you my location as well so you could see.
Yeah. Just triangulating. Then I'm refreshing the app. It's getting closer. Refreshing the app. It's getting closer. Refreshing the app. Your order's been cancelled. What? Your order's been cancelled. Contact Wayfair for details. I thought, they've done it, haven't they? So I phone up Cola and I say, Cola, we just spoke. Just want to check my app has crashed. Is everything okay? He said, yeah, sure. Everything's okay. Let me have a... Oh, we've lost the details. Let me phone up the office. And then I knew it was game over. So then I phoned him up later and he went, yeah, no, it's been cancelled. And I said, is it on your van? He said, yeah. In for a penny. He went, supposing I gave you £50. He said, what? Supposing I gave you £50, could you leave it at my house? He went, no, we can't do that. And I went, all right, fair play, Cola. Thank you, man. That was it.
So then he contacts me just as I see his house to my right. But I'm just about to put... Okay, I carried on driving and went home.
Wayfair are utter shit. Also, if you buy stuff on Wayfair, find out what it is and go and look elsewhere. Generally, it's cheaper. This wasn't, but generally it is. Because
it's like a marketplace, right? So it's not generally from Wayfair itself. It's from different smaller outlets, right? So that's why I think it can be a bit flipping hit and miss as to when things turn up.
Harsh says, I really thought you were going to get a freebie. I've had cancel items delivered. If I hadn't got in touch with them on Twitter, I'd have a £519 sofa bed here for free. I would, of course, waited a couple of weeks to see if they got in touch. I would have donated some of that money to charity. So disabled kids have lost out because of Wayfair. But also Panther, the delivery thing is shit because they're the ones that sent me the message on Friday. Oh, it's coming tomorrow. So the whole thing
got completely lost. Crash. And they cancelled the thing while it's still on the van and would not take payment for it. So they could uncancel it. So really, that sofa's just been on a nice little drive.
I could have run from here to where the van is in 15 minutes. I could have run 15 minutes. How close it was to this house. Fucking, excuse my language, but fuck Wayfair. It was a mini episode of 24, Jim. You're absolutely bob on with that. Way unfair. Well done, Gary. Yes, we'll take that. Brexit, Paul. Yeah, absolutely right. It was so disappointing.
It's so annoying.
It was so disappointing. Anyway, I've ordered one from Argos that's coming on Monday.
So we can do it all again.
So, Joe, there will be no sofa bed here. I think we've got enough beds. We're one person short, but we'll work that out. But I'm nervous. My sister's coming. I haven't really had a big... Well, first of all, my boys haven't seen their cousins for 3 years. Last time they saw them, Dylan and Pepper were kids. They're grown adults now. And Kimon, my youngest... The 10-year-old keeps saying, I'm really excited. I've got an airbed as well, Joe. I've got a super comfy airbed. But we'll see. Kim was saying, I'm really excited to see Dylan and Pepper. I know they probably won't want to play video games with me, but I'm still really excited to see them. And he's absolutely thrilled. We're going to be playing, Joe, Jackbox Party Pack.
You'll love that.
Jackbox Party Pack. Kim has said, I know Dylan probably won't want to, but can we play Jackbox Party Pack? I said, yeah, of course we can. I bet he'll be well up for that. They're really nervous because he's a man, you know, before he was a kid that would play Fortnite with them, and he's a man. So we're going to play Jackbox Party. Here's the thing I'm nervous about, right? I haven't had loads of people in my house for ages, right? And I'm nervous because I'm not going to put the heating on. And so I'm nervous about that. I'm worried it'll look tight. You know, this is why I've got this heated thing and I've got this heated blanket, although it's not turned on. I was going to order another heated blanket. I thought, actually, I don't think I can afford it. You know, 70 quid. I don't think I can afford it.
You can have the fire.
We'll have the fire, but I'm worried.
A crackling fire. They'll love
that.
that.
In this room, the other room, it is bloody freezing. So I'm worried about looking tight. Then I think, oh, shit, I've got to go tomorrow. I've got to go food shopping. I've got to get I'm nervous. I'm so looking forward to having everyone stay. Please don't think that for a second. But I'm nervous about it as well. You're right. What are the cats up to?
Well, I've got Yoshi is here, dozing. Yoko is up near my pillow dozing, and Willow's been mooching about down here, and she's decided that she wanted to go up there, and she's just discovered that it's already occupied, and she ain't very happy about it. So Willow, come here.
Also, another thing I'm anxious about is I've been falling behind a little bit, kind of mentally. This week has been I've sunk quite a bit, right? Which is okay because it comes and goes. I haven't had a down period for quite a while, so the house is a bit of a shithole.
I don't think it is.
Bring food stuff and we'll bring a layers to work because it's always cold in the car. This house is fucking freezing, by the way. Bedroom is so cold. And I know it'll be fun. And I'm so looking forward to seeing you. And then it's our mum's 72nd birthday on, I guess it's on Sunday. Yeah, so we're all going to go and see. All her grandchildren are going to be there.
That'd be lovely.
But the house is a bit of a shithole. I've had to work really, really hard to get the kitchen up to snuff. And it felt like just such a chore doing it. And this room is a mess, and everything's a mess. And I've been cleaning linen, got clean linen. Everything has felt like such hard work.
It's very simple, Joe. You'll have to take £20 off when it comes to Judgment Day.
There you go, that's it. But it's this thing of doing 3 jobs, so everything is full. I'm tired all the time, and mentally I'm just slipping back a little bit. It's all good, but the house is the first thing that goes to cock. Really, I just want to sleep. I just want to go to sleep all the time. But sleep is a little bit.
I've had a couple of days like that. Also, I've had this bloody awful cold, terrible head cold.
It's doing the rounds.
Where I've had a couple of night nurse nights. I ain't complaining about that. Such good sleep and such weird dreams. But yeah, I've just felt dreadful. In fact, someone came over the other day to pick something up from the garage, and I've left the garage door open, and I only found out they'd been round when they said to me the next day, "Oh, I saw you asleep on the sofa."
Oh, that's creepy.
I never doze on the sofa.
They look through the window.
Yeah.
Dirty bastards. My sister says, I'm not coming to see you, I'm coming to see Big Boy. Okay.
Exactly. She's not going to inspect your house like 4 in a bed.
No. And I know that. You know,
I know, but it's pride, isn't it? It's pride.
I just feel embarrassed that I'm slipping behind a little bit. And it's, and partly because I'm so tired, man. Yeah. Oh, my God. On the flip side, how much mess are you making living on your own, says Harsh? Baby, you better believe it. I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream of...
I think you're pretty good, actually.
Solo man.
Considering it's you and 5 cats.
This is why I have a cleaner once a fortnight, because she's very, very good value. Just 2 hours once a fortnight, because it's a mental health thing, is how I see it.
Yeah.
It's a mental health thing.
I miss my cleaner.
Yeah.
Although it did get a bit annoying. Every now and again I had to sack one because
Your cleaner was shit.
They stopped doing it.
Yeah.
It's like if I can do half-hearted cleaning.
Becky is great. Becky does a great job. She's very reasonable.
When you get a good one, you've got to hold on.
Yeah. And 2 hours every other week is very good for my mental health. It just keeps it clean. That's what it does. I think
also, if you're anything like me, if I knew the cleaner was coming, I'd tidy up a bit.
Oh, I do. I tidy up a little bit, but there's carpet on the stairs and upstairs, and it gets covered in cat hair, and it's such a faff hoovering the stairs. She does it. She mops the floors. It's so worth the money. Dave says we've only just got a cleaner, but I'm not impressed. You got to shop around a bit. First one I tried was absolutely awful. Got to shop around a bit.
It's true.
I prefer a person as opposed to a company.
I was going to say the best cleaner I had was the one, unfortunately, that I had to let go over lockdown and then I couldn't afford to get back. And she was someone's mum, and she did a really good job. Whereas before that, I had an agency, and what tended to happen was I'd get someone really good, and then it would be someone else the next time, and the standard wasn't the same. And I'd complain about it, and then they'd send me someone brilliant. And then I'd have them for a couple of weeks, and then it would go down again because they don't care. They don't know you. I couldn't have told you what their names were, whereas I could with the last cleaner. I used to leave little notes out for her in hand cream. And, we used to have a chat. She said I was the first one who ever bothered about her hands because I used to leave her hand cream and nice rubber gloves and stuff. And she appreciated it. And we used to have a gab.
Right, so Dave continuing says she was recommended by our old next door neighbour. She leaves the tiles smeared.
Oh.
Twisty says, I had a cleaner who was allergic to dust. WTF? What? What? That's like when I had a tiny man come round to put in a gas, the electric gas, the electric meter that shows what you're using.
Yeah.
And he couldn't reach the box because he was a tiny man.
And then he got cross with you.
Yeah. He wouldn't stand on a chair.
Or have a bunk up.
Go on, Ed.
Go on, I can get you up there. Yeah.
Oh, I've got new light bulbs in. Let me just see what they look like in the dark. Oh.
Bright.
Oh, it's a little bit too bright, actually.
Oh, God.
Hello, big boy. There's a dog coming to stay at the weekend. Big boy, okay?
I'll be okay.
Big boy, okay? Big boy, okay? Come on in, my darling. There's a dog. This guy. You right, darling boy? You're gonna come and put your head under my head. Are you gonna do the head thing?
Under
Big
your
boy.
chin.
Come and do some of that. We don't want any of that. All right, darling boy. All right, my darling boy. God, we've done an hour. I thought we were just warming up. Sorry.
We didn't tell him about ABBA.
Tell them about ABBA, who didn't sing Super Trooper.
You're very upset about that, but I don't really like Super Trooper
I know,
anyway.
but it's one of their biggest hits. Sing Super Trooper, you melts.
So, we went to see ABBA Voyage, which they've got a purpose-built auditorium, and we queued up with a lot of let's say hen parties, and a girls' nights out. And then there's me and Iain. And I as we rocked up, I said to Iain, "Oh God, this is totally I'm a Celebrity."
Oh, there was a lot of older women. All right, Iain, it is you, isn't it? We're just googling you.
I could see him googling him, yeah. So yeah,
I could see him googling me as well, but it never happened.
So we arrived just as they were starting up, didn't they? But we got to the very front. Don't pay extra for seats there unless you want to sit down a lot. But what I'm saying is it's no better. I actually preferred being up near the band. So we were about 3 from the front, weren't we, really?
They're not holograms.
No.
It's the reflection on the glass thing. It's not hologram.
No,
is 3D.
They're Sims. It's basically like watching The Sims.
You said that their eyes were very PS3 Beatles rock band.
They were like rock band, yeah.
So on the stage,
and they'd made their bums too thin. They made them too thin.
Oh no, their bums were great.
They weren't round enough. She had a lovely juicy bum in real life.
They were juicy. Bjorn was shit. Bjorn looked like my brother-in-law Ivan.
Did look like Ivan.
It was rubbish.
I think Bjorn had been allowed to see it before it went out, and he went, "Yeah, can you just iron out some of those wrinkles?" So he didn't look real at all, did he?
Benny was the best.
Yeah.
Benny doing his little piano solos, and then there was. I mean. They've recorded more songs, so maybe they'll shake up the set list, says Dave. I thought it would have been a different set list, like every third show would be a different thing, so you'd be encouraged to go twice. Some really obscure ones, one new one, 2 new ones.
Yeah.
Couldn't give a shit about that.
I still have faith.
They didn't sing Waterloo. They did Barry Manilow with Mandy, and they showed old footage of it.
Yeah.
The best bit, right, was Tron ABBA. They went full on Tron.
Summer Night City.
They're singing in these pink Tron pyramid. They're in like Tron landscape. You know that meme where it's like, I wonder if I can find it. It's like an 80s graphics meme.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Here we go. I found it. Right. So this, I've got to do it so that you can share the screen. That meme. Can you see that, Catherine?
I know what you mean. I can see it, yeah.
It does work now. Hang on. Zoom screen. They were in that world.
Yes.
For a song. They were literally, it was that world for a song. Let me just fix this so we can do. There we go. That's what we want. There we go. And it was absolutely brilliant. They were in these Tron pyramids.
And they were wearing like wetsuits with glow sticks attached so that they looked like zoom, zoom,
Yeah.
zoom. I'm from the future.
That bit was absolutely brilliant. They should have done the whole thing like that. And the boys had slick back hair, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which looked great.
Mm.
They weren't on. No, Richard. When we saw Barry Manilow, he didn't sing Mandy.
No.
He showed some old film. They weren't on stage for the whole thing.
They had a break.
I'm sorry I'm not out there at the moment. This costume change is taking longer than I thought. All the talking was too quiet. You couldn't hear it. But Bjorn comes out and sings Does Your Mother Know? And makes really inappropriate comments at the start.
Uh-huh.
Then he does a verse and goes, now I'd like to hand you over to the band. And then the three backing singers come out. You're so hot, teasing me.
So I'm going to introduce the band. I bet he doesn't do it by name. And then...
on the guitar, Steve. On the drums, Lucy. So we didn't need that. They weren't on the stage for that. There were big bits when they weren't on the stage. It looks amazing, right?
It was a laugh. It was a really good night out.
It sounded great hearing it that loud. Should have done more hits. That was weird. And I'll spoil it for you. There's a lovely bit at the end for the encore. ABBA As They Are Now come out. And I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I would thoroughly recommend it. If I was offered half-price tickets, I'd take the boys. I don't know
kids
if kids
would
were
love
allowed, actually. I don't know if kids... I didn't see any
there
kids
There was a kid there.
Was there?
Mm-hmm.
If I was offered half-price seats in the middle, I'd take the boys to it because they were fascinated by it. They've heard of ABBA. They don't really know their songs, but they've heard of them.
Well, my youngest is still furious that we did not take her. In fact, she said, don't go with Iain, take me instead. And I went, well, it's kind of Ian's thing.
It was your birthday present.
It was my birthday present from Iain. So it'd be a bit rude to go, thanks very much. I'll tell you all about it.
Really, really enjoyed it. I would thoroughly recommend it. I would say... so I've got to blow my nose. Hang on.
Pop.
That venue looks great, right? Give it 6 months, it'll be a shithole.
You reckon?
Yeah, because it's in the middle of nowhere in East London. You've got to park 15-minute walk away, 20-minute walk away. And I bet they will do no maintenance on it. It was like a sauna. The style of, it's like wooden slats everywhere, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You give it 6 months, that'll be an absolute shithole. Guarantee it.
The walk there was a little bit tasty as well. If you imagine being, I don't know.
That was weird. They got no part. They built this whole thing and they didn't think of putting
lighting, especially when you're attracting a mostly female audience.
Dave says if they did the Visitors album show, I'd bite their hand off. What was the first song, Catherine?
Visitors.
Yeah, they opened with the Visitors,
great.
mate.
It was great.
It was brilliant, and it was fascinating. And no joke. I had an existential thing of what is aging, what is death. Does this mean, is this some form of immortality? What is this? Jason says the Coolio Stadium next. Could be.
Well, we started imagining who else they could.
Jimbo, do not bring up SingStar ABBA because Catherine is not happy with you.
No, but I think they're bringing out a new one, aren't they? They are going to bring one out. I meant to have a check of that. Anyway, I'll do that later. But yeah, that will happen. That's definitely going to happen. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine them doing that with. You could go and see the Beatles.
Yeah.
You could go and see the Beatles. It would be awesome. People would love it. I think it's still very pricey though for what it is. But it was good. And the booze wasn't as expensive as it was at Stephen Page.
Yeah, it was £10 for a glass of wine and £2.50 for a Coke. Now, that may sound expensive.
It's still expensive.
But for a London gig, that ain't nothing.
No.
That is nothing. I thought it was going to be double that. When I bought
it was £12 when we went to see Stephen Page, wasn't it?
Sorry,
Sorry, that was a disgusting sniff I did there. Outrageous behaviour. But
I thought that glass of wine was going to be £20, and it was £9.95 or whatever. And I thought, oh, okay, yeah, all right, I can work with that. The merch was a bit pricey. We both got ABBA t-shirts.
I wore my t-shirt yesterday. It was great.
I haven't worn mine yet.
Oh yes,
it was a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes, Gatford says £10 for a glass of wine. Get real, buddy. You never been out drinking in London? Fucking hell. How much was the glass of wine at that Ponzi club that Stephen Page played at?
12.
12.
I know that because both of us went, 12 quid!
Yeah, no, not Luton, one in London. I thoroughly recommend it. Really, really good. Really silly.
Yeah, because you said Visionary just
heckled
mentioned
them.
Prosecco. When we first arrived there, you said, "Oh, I don't know if they'll have booze." I went, "If there's no Prosecco, if there's no Lady Petrol, there's going to be a riot."
Lady
Of course, there'll be
Petrol.
Prosecco.
I heckled them when he was talking about does your mother know? I was going, different times.
Yeah. And I whispered to you, "Yes, she does know. She's here."
Yeah.
Everyone's bloody mother was there. It was mostly women, mostly.
Thoroughly recommend it. What else have we got coming up? So we've got the Mark Lewison show next weekend, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Very, very excited about that. I think. Oh, we've got Neil Hamburger.
When's that?
I think it's November.
Right.
Got Neil Hamburger. Got the Delgados.
Oh, I've forgotten about that. Delgados.
The Delgados might be January. I'm not sure.
And today I booked some skating at Somerset House. I put myself on the friends list last year, you see. So I got pre-sales because by the time you get to them as a general public, they've all sold out. That's why we ended up going at 10 in the morning.
Joe's going to see Belle and Sebastian in November.
There's something else, isn't there?
Is it?
I think there's something else we're going to see. This is my eldest sneaking in to borrow my hair straighteners.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Don't leave them plugged in.
I won't. I just need to use them.
And make sure your hair is dry before you do, because otherwise it'll frazzle.
That's why I have the dryer.
Oh, good. So we'll get that sound too.
Bye.
Shut the door, please.
Oh, yeah, I am doing a show, interview with Gingerbeard Mark in Birmingham on this. Well, I don't want to say the 16th because it's the 16th. Which would be fun. Tickets still available at gingerbeardlive.com. Gingerbeardlive.com. Oh, am I going to Belle and Sebastian with you in November? I thought, am I? What's the date for that? Because I don't know if I am now. Oh, we got Clinton. I don't have. I thought someone else was going with you. I don't know if I can. If it's a weeknight, I'm buggered.
This is Orquado.
This is Orquado. I've got tickets for both shows. I can't do a weeknight. I'm so sorry. I'll give you the money for the ticket. I can't do a weeknight, I'm afraid. Because of work now. Shit, I misunderstood the situation. I thought I misunderstood. I will, of course, very happily give you the money for the ticket. I'm really sorry, Joe. I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, I can't do weeknights anymore. Sleep between songs. Shit, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up. I apologise for that. It's been rescheduled from February because of COVID. Right. Yeah. Okay. I knew there was something. For some reason, I didn't write it down. It's my fault. I'm really sorry. You got plenty. Hopefully, you got enough time to get someone else to go with you. So that's that. Yeah, I can't. I just cannot do late weeknights. The Mike McCartney thing was good because we left at 8, was home by 9, was in bed by 9:15, which is 9:30 tonight. I'm really sorry, John.
I went and hung out with my mum and dad for a bit.
When?
After Mike McCartney.
After the Mike McCartney?
Yeah.
Oh, well done. How are they doing? They're all right?
They're doing all right. Yeah, they're okay. Well, the kids were there. I very nearly went and crawled into bed with my eldest, but then I thought, I've got a terrible cold. I'm going to go home. Don't really need to be spreading this around anymore. So I went home.
I've got Big Boy in my lap, and you know when you tense your legs to hold them? My legs are hurting now. You right, Biggers?
My cats have got a lot more interested in me since I've been using the electric blanket. It's like, oh, this is nice. It's a cuddle. No, it's not. I'm using their blanket.
I got muddy paw prints all over my toilet seat. Do you know what that was? You want to tell me? Who was it? Who was it, little boy? Who was it, my little boy?
My stomach again.
That was him. Oh, I thought that was it timed perfectly with him yawning.
It was my stomach.
You right, Biggers? Little boy. So my air fryer, I'm using it to go through the contents of my freezer. Anything frozen, 10 minutes. Doesn't quite always get it quite right. So you whack it in for another But so I'm going through the freezer.
Well, that's good.
Horrible, like, ready meal lamb shank that was disgusting. But it's been great. Fish fingers sandwich, 10 minutes. Bishy bashy boshy. I had burgers the other day. Bishy bashy boshy. I've got some pies in. I'm just going to cane the freezer.
And this is excellent news because, as we know, that oven of yours takes ages to heat up, and then it's like cremation.
It's a big old Arga, but it's not a traditional Arga that's like wood. It's electric, gas hobs and electric. And there's three ovens. One is for like keeping cakes warm. Christ knows, I don't know. But it takes about 30 minutes for that oven to heat up. And then the heat is kind of irregular. So if I'm doing, first thing I did was oven chips in the air fryer. 5 minutes to heat the air fryer up, 10 minutes to cook. Perfect oven chips, 15 minutes, perfect. For me to do oven chips in the oven, it's 55 minutes, 55 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, 25, 30 minutes to warm up, 25 minutes to cook.
Yeah.
So already, just on doing those chips, I've probably saved the money in electricity, made the money back. So yeah, fish fingers, frozen burgers. I'm going to try it with a pie. Just going to cane that freezer. Going to cane that freezer, big boy, my darling little baby boy. That little chin of yours. You're hungry. I don't think you've been here for breakfast for the last few days, have you?
Where's he been? Oh, yeah, he came back all bedraggled, didn't he?
He came home sitting for a couple of days. Daniel's right. Oven chips are never right in the oven. I've never got them right.
The timing on the back of the bag is not what you need. You get used to it. Every single oven has its own quirks.
Got to turn them.
Yeah, otherwise
That's
they just
one thing.
stick.
Yeah, that's one thing. You got to turn them. But I treated myself to a lovely. I had to stay with the boys in their house, and I was left at 6, which means I should have got here at 10 to 7. The traffic was a nightmare. Good evening, Nelly. Didn't get back to 7:30. I thought, you know what? I'm going to stop off and get myself a Chinese.
Nice.
Sweet and sour pork, Hong Kong style. And so I had thought, I want to get something that has some Szechuan vegetables, which I ate this evening. And I didn't really enjoy the Szechuan vegetables. Mark says, always an extra 10 minutes and stick some oil over them. Well, I thought putting oil over them in the oven. You either get them soft with decent insides or crispy but not nice on the inside. Yeah. But the air fryer, 93 quid, 5.5 litre, is, I think, I remember, I'm old enough to remember when this new thing appeared at the Ideal Home exhibition called a microwave. And everyone was like, oh, it's the future, because it was like nuclear and it's the future and it's radiation and, oh, it's exciting. And we got one, and my mum used to make Mars, she had a recipe for Mars bar cakes. I don't know why you could only make them in the microwave. But they everyone's got a microwave now. Everyone uses the microwave. I do wonder if the air fryer is going to be
The new microwave.
the new microwave. I wonder if that's going to be the thing, because
Can you do beans in them? Can you do wet things in the air fryer?
What is this? What is this? Oh,
It's not the sofa, is it?
oh no, it's shit. Saturday, 3rd of December, something's actually happening. Oh, fuck.
4th.
Hang on, when is the you said the 3rd of December for the ice skating?
Let me just check. Let me just check. One moment, please, caller.
Yeah, it's the 3rd, you said.
All right,
What
well, hang
time?
on. 7 p.m.
Okay, let me...
Can you hear Yoshi? Let me just check.
Okay, we might not be able to come.
Let me just double check when I have got that.
There's a thing called... Well, it might be all right. Let me find out what time these things are.
It's on Sunday, the 4th.
You said the 3rd, you twat.
I did say Saturday, but I booked the 4th.
No, you didn't say Saturday. Let me find it.
I think I said the 4th.
No, you didn't. You fucking didn't.
Whoa.
You said, are you and the boys up for ice skating at Somerset House, 7 p.m, Saturday, December the 3rd?
Oh, well.
So when is
Yes,
the
I did.
tickets?
4th.
Well, that you may have just saved
I may
your
have just
ass.
saved your bacon.
No,
My
fuck
own
off. You saved your
bacon.
own bacon. It's the 4th of December. Katherine is a dickhead. There we go.
Nice. And actually, it's a good job I am in this occasion.
It's a good job I'm aware that you're a dickhead.
Oh, I think you're more than aware of it.
I'm aware of it. Big boy.
I think Dick Headery's been the cornerstone of our friendship for many, many years.
I'm rubbing his belly and he's gone to bite me, but now he's licking me. This is progress. This is new. I'm stroking your belly. Oh, okay.
This is like ASMR. If you're listening on the podcast.
Jimbo says recognizes like.
Yeah.
Andy says had an air fryer since 2010. No, you haven't. They've only just been invented in the last 6 months. So please, Andy, stop telling science fiction lies.
Crack it up.
They're very much a singles band, like Queen. Queen are a singles band.
What do you base that on? You have none of their albums.
Well, I've heard some of their albums. Dave likes The Visitors, but, you know, he likes a load of old horse shit.
The Visitors is excellent.
But they're a singles band. You don't go, oh, what's that classic ABBA album? ABBA Gold.
That's only because you're a child of...
It's like Queen... No, I'm not. It's like Faith has done soft-boiled eggs in the fryer. Fucking hell. I've not looked at it properly.
World.
I've not looked at it properly. But yeah, ABBA and Queen are singles acts. Gary says, Night of the Opera says hi. Fuck off. There's a whole piece of shit on there about fighting goblins. There's a track on Night of the Opera called like Goblin War or something.
You know what that's about.
No, it's not. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Will you stop fighting?
Should we call them king now, Jason? Please, come on. You are a better human being than that. You know it.
None of us are. That's why we've all joined together tonight, and I'm glad
It's
that we're
starting
here.
to get a little bit chilly now, isn't it? This house gets so cold. Upstairs. Oh my! Ogre Battle isn't on Night of the Opera, but it is called Ogre Battle.
Oh, not goblins then.
Ogres and goblins are from the same
I
universe.
would rather take a goblin than an ogre.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'd prefer a goblin.
Ogres, though, what shits they are.
Ashley says, there's someone new here. I keep forgetting Iain has lots of cats, which is unfortunate as he keeps looking down at his lap saying big boy. I must admit, I'm aware when I'm on a Zoom, I was on a school Zoom meeting today, and if I'm doing that, it doesn't look great, So I always, if I'm on a Zoom meeting, I always make a point of making sure people can see the cat, and then when it kind of dips down, and so I'm doing that, I then will every now and then pick it up. Oh, I love you so much.
Not a penis, everyone.
It's not my penis. It's not my penis.
What did you think of the new Alan Partridge?
Hit and miss. The hits were great. I got caught texting a 15-year-old. It was a boy. Still wrong, but it was a boy. Hit and miss.
Strapping boy with a beard.
We did it all in 2 sessions.
Yeah.
On the way to Bristol and on the way back from Bristol. So we kind of caned it, and you can go a little bit Partridge deaf.
Yeah.
Okay, the 4th is looking good. Let me just turn this off. You can go a little bit Partridge deaf. I no spoilers, Jim. That was one spoiler. I do like Partridge. I could listen to him. I enjoy his company. There were some really laugh out loud, howl out loud moments. COVID-19. How did he say it?
Coronavirus 19.
Coronavirus 19. We've been invaded by the coronavirus 19. It's the new, Daniel says, what is it? It's the new podcast only available on Audible. So I would suggest sign up for a month, cane it, and cancel. Here's an Audible tip. You get 1 free credit a month.
Yeah.
You can get that, download it, then you can cancel, you can return it and say, or listen. If you're doing it on your phone, you can download it, I think. And you can cancel it and send it back 8 times and get a credit back and get something else before they go, I think there's a problem with your account.
Yeah. But also, when you actually close your account, they'll keep trying to temptate you back.
Yeah. Why are you cancelling? It's too expensive. How about if we gave it for £2 for 3 months? Yeah, go on then. But I just cane yours. It's from the Oast House. Yeah, so it's a podcast. And it, you know, I am a traditionalist. I prefer his stuff with Armando Iannucci and Peter Bainham as opposed to the Gibbons brothers. I think it's a different person. I think they're part, and they've been doing it longer with them. He's been doing it longer with them, and it's obviously very successful and it's still very funny. But it's a different character. It's not the same character. What did you think of it?
I like it. I enjoyed it. But like you say, there would be. I reckon.
Fall asleep for most of it.
I was listening though.
You were laughing in your sleep in the car.
Always listening. Sometimes my eyes get heavy, but I'm always listening. I thought that there was a good average of laughs. I reckon probably 3 decent laughs per episode for the most part. 3 decent ones.
Yeah.
And lots of smiles.
Lots of smiles. Some bits don't fit. No spoilers. But one of the songs he was singing, I was thinking, this is shit. This is shit. Why is he doing this? This isn't, this is shit. How old's Partridge now? He's 60-something, isn't he?
He must be, yeah.
I thought, this is shit. This song you're singing.
He's got a new image though, hasn't he? He's growing a beard. It's funny how people do that.
I've mine trimmed today.
Anyway, I quite as a fellow comedy podcast actor, I find it quite funny.
So Linda Pollock's got her own Twitter feed.
Yeah, she has got. And straight away, I had to mute someone for showing me a very racist picture of Michelle Obama with a massive knob. First
thing you retweeted was about Asian rape gangs. Oh no, that was Mike Batt, who I followed this week.
They're a different audience, the Clinton people.
A lot of them are thick, right? You can't bite the hand that feeds you.
I cannot. But they're different. Let's just say they're a bit. I think they're a bit earthier.
Can I just say for the record, I am saying that some of them are thick. Katherine is not. I am saying that. I don't want to get you into any trouble whatsoever.
No, but we have to. Linda and Clinton are always moaning about the level of writing and literacy of some of the people that send messages in.
4 voice messages and none of them have ever been played.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I've heard one.
Of mine?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
It was Tony, wasn't it?
Did it go out?
I think it did.
Don't remember. You never said you'd heard it.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You said it was. You said it was the 3rd of December.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Tell you who else has been on there? David Turner's.
I didn't hear David Turner's.
I heard David Turner's. I spotted that one.
I
Cheeky
didn't
little
hear
monkey.
He's not here anymore. He's
children.
What? Can I make some food?
Well, I was going to go for a wee, but
you go for a wee, then I'll put some food in the microwave.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan, Stan. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Katherine can now not hear a word that we are saying. We can say anything we like about her. Look at those curtains. I can imagine her wearing that as a frock. Do you know what I mean? I can imagine her wearing that as a frock. It is coming to the end of the month, and I do just want to say, as I always do, and this is so sincere, right? Thank you so much for your support. I know some of you have been with us for years. Some of you we've got someone saying that they're new this evening. Where is that? I've lost who it was. Ashley. Ashley's new here this evening. Maybe we have a few of you new here this evening that are lurking, because not everyone likes to join in the chat. Thank you. She would rock those curtains. Thank you. It means the world. If you're here for 1 month, thank you. If you're here for 18 months, thank you. We are aware at the end of each month we lose people. It's a terrifying time for us. Of course it is. However, it's a terrifying time for everybody out there. So we totally get it. You don't need to send us an email explaining why. We think no less of anybody that comes and then goes. We get it. I don't read the exit. You can do an exit survey. I don't read the exit surveys anymore because I find it, most people, it's normally my financial situation changed. Cool. A couple of people will write along. Iain King, my eyes are fucked. That's me. Been around for ages, but lurking most of the time. Lovely to have you here. Hey, Debbie, thank you. And sometimes there'll be a long, here's the reason I can't continue subbing. But every now and then there'll just be a really mean one. Iain and Katherine weren't as productive as we thought. Or, there we go. Off you go, big boy. Or there'll just be like a mean one. They're not as funny as they used to be anymore. And so I don't like looking. Hey, we got some... Wait for Katherine to put her headphones in. We've got a few new people, Katherine, and we've got a few lurkers.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, so we've got Ashley, who we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
We've got Iain King, says, I'm a lurker, been around for ages, lurking most of the time. Michelle says, signed up last week and binged so many podcasts. Both you and Katherine have been in like 4 of my dreams this week.
Oh, God, I can only apologise.
Well, it's lovely to have you, Michelle. Ashley, who's new, says, I met Steve Coogan about 20 years ago. I went to his The Man Who Thinks He's It show. That was a good show. I went to a preview of that at the Young Vic or the Old Vic? The Old Vic, I think. Or the Young Vic. I went to the stage door. Lots were there. We were told he wasn't coming out. Everyone left. I stayed just in case. 5 to 10 minutes later, I was invited backstage and he signed my T-shirt and stuff. I interviewed him on a live TV show at the Edinburgh Festival, and he was drunk and he was high, and I got in so much trouble because he was slagging off Nestle, and it was the Perrier Awards. Oh. And I got in trouble for it. I was thinking, it's my first ever live TV show. I'm totally out of my depth, and he's totally stitched me up here. I'm going to go and put some food in the microwave.
He won't remember that at all. Of course, we have seen Steve Coogan in one of his very serious acting roles. I say serious. It's when he was in that Stan and Ollie thing. And we went along to a viewing of that where we thought it was like, just rock up in your jeans. And it turns out that Iain got his photograph taken in his scruffs, and everyone else was dressed up to the nines. And I believe that was around the time that Steve Coogan got together with Melanie Sykes, because she was there inside a goss. I don't think they're together anymore, are they? But there you go. So that's what that happened. It was also the time we went to a screening of the Frank Zappa film, and we sat down. We were right in the middle of the aisle, not in the middle of the seats. So, everyone had to stand up. So we got there, and halfway through the first sort of 2 minutes of the film, we realised we were in the wrong screening, and we were actually in a screening for a street cat named Bob, and we left. So we didn't see that. So if any of you have seen that movie and think we missed out on a treat, we'd gone on the wrong day. But the Zappa movie was actually quite good in the end. So we came back. Let me just pan down on the chat in case you're saying anything that I need to know about. Yeah, Russell, he had been. I don't know whether he is anymore. It's a strange one. But I suppose they're both Mancunians. And as was pointed out earlier on, like goes to like, doesn't it? She came into talk radio once, Melanie Sykes. Very, 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 very beautiful woman. But we didn't talk, which is a shame. A great shame. To be honest, yeah, no, I'm not going to say. We didn't have much dealings, but there we go. I can see you glowing in the dark.
I'm fucking freezing. I just stood up.
It's really warm in my house at the moment. I'm hoping that's a good sign.
Andy says, have you tried Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire puddings in the air fryer? 3 minutes. Yes, I did, but I just thought everything was for 10 minutes from frozen. So I did them when they were burnt to a crisp.
Trial and error, mate. Trial and error.
That's what it's about. It's life.
Yeah.
It's life. We're living. We're learning. We're loving. We're doing all of these things, and it's wonderful.
That made me laugh this morning. I did hear the bit about Joe's tattoo.
What was it? It was really
Live
shit.
the life you live the life you love, or something.
Live the life you love the life you live. She did regret it. She did say I was a lot younger. She's fascinating, Joe. She's fascinating. I won't share anything here because it's confidential. But I'll send you a text, Catherine. No, she's nice. I like her. I like Will. I like Jordan. I'm very lucky. It's nice. I've been very lucky in my career to work with nice, funny, talented people for the most part.
Yeah.
And it was. I did say to him today, Will, I'm going to have to cross the streams. I got to phone Catherine up, and this is dangerous now, having two of you talking together. But yeah, it was nice having you on the show. People got very excited in Discord.
Did they?
Yeah, and they were doing all memes of like Mr. Bean driving really badly, going, "This is Catherine on her way there."
Kids found it hilarious. So I don't normally take little in the car, but she was running late. So she said, "Oh, I'll get a lift." I went, "Well, I'm going fast today and we're going out early." And you heard me dropping her off rather unceremoniously with a, "Go on, love you, don't be racist." As if she would be. As if she would be.
Jimmy says, Iain, I think you help bring out the best in people, giving them space, like you were saying about Stephen Nolan. Thank you very much. That's very kind. I do love the bit where I talk to kids. I love that. I love it. We had a 3-year-old yesterday. I need to go and stir my mash. Excuse me, one.
It's mash stirring time. Have you stirred your mash recently? Tell you what we had for our tea tonight. And if members of the TLNA Massive who've been around for a while will know that it's a great favourite in our house, sausage soup. And yes, we did chant for sausage soup as it was being presented. So it's that time of the year where sausage soup is really the only thing for it. Oh, but I also got given a bloody lovely recipe from someone on Twitter the other day when I was musing as to what the point of being on there was for Hunter's chicken. And if it's any good, I will let you know and spread that all over. Yeah, my daughter. And spread that all over Twitter myself. All over. Yeah, some sort of Hunter's chicken. It's got like cheese as well and barbecue sauce, which sounds unusual to me. Who was the more northern girl the other day? Was she Little Kath? Which one? The more northern girl the other day? No, because my kids they're not northern. They're quite posh. Listen. No, the northern girl was not mine. Iain, my kids are not northern, are they?
No, but they take the piss out of your accent. And
they can do quite a good Mancunian accent, but they are not northern. They're actually quite well spoken.
Mash, the food of kings. The light bulbs I've got, their wattage is too bright.
Oh, disappointing.
I have to live with it.
Do you not want to see your dinner?
No, it's just like the rest of the kitchen is dim, and then they're like,
bang.
Oh well.
My dad, whenever Mum does a candlelit romantic dinner, always has to put the big light on because he likes to see what he's eating. Completely ruins it.
Dave says, my kids are like, I thought he said dirty old men. I haven't got my glasses. I like little Del boys.
Oh, mine are quite, well, they're a lot posher than me.
Oh, my kids are so posh. But yeah, yours go, bath, glass.
Before they went to school, because it was mostly me and my dad looking after them, they had they did pronounce some words, I'm going to say properly. For example, their favourite film at that point was A Bug's Life. So they'd be speaking, terribly southern, and then all of a sudden they'd say they like A Bug's Life. Right. And also there was a time that my dad took my eldest out when she was about 3 to the zoo.
Is this when she pissed in the bookshop and they ran
No,
out?
that's the youngest. And that did not happen at the zoo. That happened at the bookshop. No, but it's also toilet related. They saw the monkeys. What happened at the zoo today? We saw the monkey. And what did the monkey do? A dump.
Oh.
I said, I can tell you've been knocking about with Grandad. It had done a dump.
I've been told to. I don't have I can't access TikTok, visionary. So what is the clip? And I'll look for it on YouTube. Miami Boys Choir. But I'm going to show you something else I found on YouTube. I found it on Facebook actually. I don't know what to type in. There we go. I found it straight away. I don't know if anyone saw this on. We'll get done. I don't know if anyone saw this. I retweeted it, but this is. You know when you see things, you go, what the fuck are they doing there? How on earth are they doing? What is that? It's not even humanly possible. Spanish group. Look at this.
David Turner's. Aha, this week Charlie shouted, "I'm hungry" in Harry's school playground after pulling both his trousers and pants down.
There's a sausage inside. Look at this. No, this is the wrong one. It is this group, but there's a... so they're called the Barcelona Guitar Trio. This is it.
One.
Look at this. You seen this? Did you see this, Kath?
No.
This is fucking incredible.
Oh! For the podcast listener, it's 3 men playing one guitar.
It's 4 men playing one guitar.
Oh, yes, there is another.
So we'll get done. That's incredible, right? I mean, they are called a trio.
That is an odd one.
Started banging.
Did you see the sweary Prince Charles I put up?
Hang on 1 second. Yes, I did. Let's just do this vision one, then we'll get sweary Prince Charles. What? Hang on. What am I typing in? There's a viral
Prince Charles, King Charles, of course. Now.
Hang on. So what am I typing in here? My eyes are fucked. Miami Boys Choir. What is it? Okay. It's this one. All right, let's see. Already I love the dramatics. This is like the ABBA show. Here we go. These are some of the nerdiest boys, and I identify as a nerd, trying to do some of the coolest dancing around. Oh, here we go. I like this. Oh, I like this. I mean, they're not really committing to it, are they?
Well, they've got to sing as well. I wouldn't commit either.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Hang on. I like this. This is a pose.
Yes.
These guys are great, man. Here we go. Now we.
Oh, by the way, Lashana Tova for anyone who celebrates. It's that time of year.
Lashana Tova. First two of the warm up. This is the start. I don't think they're singing live.
What?
It's like the Osmonds cubes. Lots of people singing at once is a very pleasing effect.
I think there's something very primal about it.
I wonder if we can find it on Twitter. Sweary Prince Charles.
Well, just look
Excuse
at my
pardon
feed.
me.
I've retweeted some absolute belters today. I was pretty proud. I had quite a nice little run going on.
Give me more of a description. Go on. What would I type into YouTube to find it?
Just look on my feed.
No.
Not on YouTube. It was a TikTok.
I know, but it ends up on fucking YouTube as well, prick. Sorry, I had a mouthful of sausage.
But I heard you calling me a prick, so
No.
£20 off.
No. I was saying these TikTok videos often end up on YouTube at a push.
Well, that's not where it is, and I'm not going to help you find it.
Okay,
look on my feed.
Let me come out. Let me go in here. Why am I out of focus? There's the face. Oh, look, there's Dumb Jolly getting a tweet.
Right, that's your feed.
Yeah, I know it is.
Well, that's not where the treasure is.
This guy's being a prick. Block. He wasn't happy that I was demanding to be on. Right, what is your Katherine Boyle?
Katherine E. Boyle.
Okay, then come back here. Zoom screen.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom. Those guys.
This is it, right?
Sake, mate. Fuck's sake, mate. Fucking bollocks. This is. I shouldn't have to fucking do this shit, mate. I'm the king. What the fuck is this here? Can you just fucking move this out of the way? Fucking hell, mate. Being king is bollocks. I'm fucking done with this shit.
Did you see? I think you retweeted it. The Vox Pop about air.
Yes, it's on that feed. Yeah, the lad in Bradford about clean air.
Let's go.
My eldest has got, like, we were talking about how well spoken our kids were earlier on. My eldest is going through a phase of talking a little bit like she's from the street. And every now and again, I'll have to say to her, "Where are you from exactly again?" Depends who she's been knocking about with, but yeah, there's a bit of that going on.
This is Coolio.
We've got to apologise for that.
Wait, did he say a bag of wank?
That was live on.
What? A bag of wank? Well, just like...
We've got to apologise for that.
Wait, did he say a bag of wank?
That was.
There we go. That's my tribute to Coolio. Rip. My tribute to Coolio was playing the Michael Barrymore version of "I'll See You When You Get There." Well, here we go. Oh, this is it. This is great. This was actually broadcast by BBC Look North today as part of an article on the Bradford Clean Air Zone. Not a parody. Lovely stuff.
When they create clean air, how do they keep it? Because when the wind blows, the clean air goes. That's what I want to know. How they're gonna put a big dome over Bradford? When they create,
It's worth a watch again.
how do they keep it? Because when the wind blows, the clean air goes. And that's what I want to know. How they're gonna put a big dome over Bradford?
Fantastic.
That's who I'm channeling when I'm doing my my film next week.
Did you see Lewis Capaldi talk about rimming on BBC Breakfast?
He did what?
I like him.
He's a cheeky monkey.
Here we go.
Were we? But outside, were we? I said, "Wank, is that?" You know, you. I didn't say that. Looks great.
Well, you've got great hair too. Yeah, I see you. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
That very rarely happens. That very rarely happens.
Come on,
Would you like a rim?
Would a what?
Would you like a rim?
I thought you said a rim. Jeez.
She did say it.
A rim.
Would a what?
Happens. That very rarely happens.
Would you,
Come on,
would
then.
you like a rim?
Would a what?
Would you like a rim?
I thought you said a rim. Jeez.
The time now, we're coming up to 9 o'clock. Lewis Capaldi's new single.
Rim time, apparently.
He's genuinely pissed. Charlie State's genuinely pissed off. Look, you can tell. Laughing.
The time now, we're coming up to 9 o'clock.
You've ruined it now, is what his eyes are saying.
Lewis
You've ruined it
Capaldi's
now.
new single, Forget Me, is out now. We're going to have a little word with Lewis. The headlines are coming up.
Okay, I like that. There was something else in your feed I liked. Oh, both of these are good.
Oh yeah.
This is Liz Truss managing the economy. This guy is great. What the fuck is going on here?
So that's a chocolate fountain, and he's putting like dough in it.
His face.
Some sort of maniac. I love the slap noise.
Well, the state of that shit food he's eating, and then there was this guy.
Yeah.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. Now there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Jason says, question now it's over. Was the Nigerian witch doctor on the radio legit, or was he the guy from YouTube? I'm assuming you mean Josh Too Funny. Absolutely legit. I'll give you his phone number if you want. I'm very happy to give the phone number of a scammer out. Absolutely legit, yeah. I tried to tweet Josh Too Funny and ask him on the show, but he didn't get back.
No. Oh, that was a big gulp. Bloody hell.
He was in Ireland recently doing some shows. So, yeah.
Yeah, good
Mason
answer.
got away with that. Got away with which bit? If anyone wants his phone number.
What, the witch doctor?
There we go. Gingerbread Mark says, sold enough tickets to cover your fee. Yeah, I did say to him, look, if you don't... I don't want you losing money. If you don't make the fee, let me know and we'll sort something else out. But that's good news. People are actually going to come to the show in Birmingham. When you said he was in Ireland, I thought it had to be him. Oh, no. Okay, no, it wasn't. Coming up next, it's Moose Tea with Horny. David's got a YouTube clip. Let's see if I can... the YouTube clip, David, could you email it to my Gmail? Because the YouTube clips don't seem to work when I go and grab them.
Oh, yeah, Daniel, great. So we're talking about the disastrous round of interviews that Liz Truss went through this morning on BBC Local Radio because some dickhead thought that they'd give her an easy ride. She got roundly spanked by every single person. And there was a lovely bit, Rima Ahmed, I think BBC Leeds, who said to her, he took her through all the things that she got wrong and says, so where have you been?
Should we have that?
Where have you been?
She's a fucking...
She's an idiot.
Isn't it funny?
But doesn't it terrify you that someone that obviously shit can get so far?
But also, she's a self-serving piece of shit. She used to be a Lib Dem who hated the monarchy and was very pro-Remain. Yeah. And now she's fucking... Here's my thinking on this, right? You can bet on stock and money going down. You can bet on it. Shorting, they call it. And I know this because I watched The Big Short a few years ago. And then I also watched this thing. There's a documentary about this German credit card company, and it's all fraud. And there are these people that heard it was fraud, so they started betting on it, knowing it was going to crash. So you can bet on the pound crashing. I reckon that they knew they were either so fucking stupid, they thought, well, this will work. They're so Kwasi Kwarteng and her are so stupid that they genuinely thought it would work, or they know they've got 6 months and it's a cash grab, and everyone's betting. The people that advise them, hers and Kwasi Kwarteng, we play Quizzy time. Kwasi. But by the way, one of the best games I've ever made was Kwasi Kwarteng's mini budget, and we have to say things with the word mini. Okay. Their advisors are not their advisors are not the part of the government. They're not civil servants. Their advisors are external to the government. How the fuck is that allowed? If they're civil servants, they're there working, you would hope, and generally, for the good of the country. If they're external and they're on the payroll, well, then they're there for their own good or their master's bidding. Here we go. Jimbo says, Kwasi used to work for Odie, who runs the largest hedge fund that benefited from betting against the pound for Brexit and that mini budget. People in the know would have made billions of pounds on what's happened in the last 2 days. And the fact is, it's not technically a budget, because a budget has to be open to scrutiny from the opposition. So it's not a budget. They're so fucking bent. It's unbelievable. Who'd have thought that Johnson would be better than this show? Who'd have thought that Theresa May would be better than... It just...
I've got a suspicion that this has all been engineered so that Boris Johnson can come back in.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Look at this big lad.
Look at the size of that. Size of that. Look at his eyes.
He's a beast. Absolute beast.
I am really glad that you are here as well, because since Friday, since your Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng's mini budget, the pound has dropped to a record low. The IMF has said that you should reevaluate your policies, and the Bank of England has had to spend £65 billion to prop up the markets because of what they describe as a material risk. Where have you been?
Those silences.
Well, I think we've got to remember.
I also think that they went for BBC Local Radio because they can now double down on their left-wing biased BBC.
I do think there's going to be repercussions for those people, but they're already under the cosh. So I do tend to think that they had nothing to lose, so they just went in.
Well, no, I suspect they thought it'd be an easy interview. Well, that's
stupid. No, what I'm talking about is the presenters weren't like, right.
Oh, no.
We'll have you.
Oh, no, exactly. I'm saying that the government advisor would have thought this would be an easy interview, which is stupid because these people get to speak to the Prime Minister once every 10, 12 years. So, of course, they're going to fucking go in on it as hard as they can. And I think some may have, some of their... some of the lines were a little bit cheesy, I think. But they've gone in. So they've been completely challenged in a way that they would not be challenged had they gone on Radio 4. And I do think they can now go, well, the BBC is so left-wing biased, of course we have to crack down on it.
Although, actually, when you look at it, even the Daily Mail's criticising them now. They've had it. I think they've had it.
Jimbo says the BBC coverage nationally has turned slightly too, though. Not sure the Conservative puppet running it is in Team Liz and Kwasi. Did you see the Nick Ferrari? Listen, if Nick Ferrari's going for you and you're a Tory, you are absolutely screwed. Look at this piece of shit here. This guy looking down, reading his script, right?
The prospect of energy prices going up to £6,000 or £7,000 a year, owing to Putin's invasion of Ukraine, and the government has intervened to stop that happening. The average household
reading his script, going as fast as he can, so you can't interrupt me. You can't interrupt me because I'm talking really fast. I'm not leaving any gaps.
Now won't see a bill more than £2,500.
Who even is this idiot?
In addition
let's
to up to £1,200 of support.
They nearly saw their pensions go down.
I recognise that sigh.
In addition
let's
to up to £1,200 of support.
They nearly saw their pensions go down the gurgler. Perhaps I can read to you a couple of headlines. These aren't tabloid newspapers. The Times. The government's culpable failure to acknowledge the constraints on public borrowing has resulted in swift financial crisis and...
Look at the arrogance. Why the fuck am I having to put up with this shit?
Political humiliation. You'll see no mention of the word Ukraine. The Financial Times. Do bear with me. To borrow from Ernest Hemingway, a government loses credibility gradually, then suddenly. The UK has proved a textbook example. Since Kwasi Kwarteng's reckless mini-budget last Friday, the pound touched an all-time low against the dollar, gilt yields surged, banks scrambled to pull mortgage products, and the IMF issued a scathing rebuke of the Chancellor's plans. Chief Secretary, no mention of Ukraine, total mention of Kwasi Kwarteng in the budget.
About fucking time, Ferrari, because you are a Boris Johnson enabler. Every time he came on as Mayor of London, every time he came on as Prime Minister, you were doing a Lewis Capaldi on him.
Stop treating my listeners as fools. This is down to your boss's work, and it needs to be changed.
This coming from Ferrari is incredible.
Angry Biggins.
He's always been very, very nice to me. I've met him quite a few times. He's always been so delightful to me. I think his politics are atrocious. He is Angry Biggins. Jason says he's annoyingly compelling. I haven't listened for years. He is a brilliant radio presenter. I think he's one of the best. Disagree with almost everything. But if he's laying into a Conservative government like this...
Doesn't it?
No, well, if you listen to the reaction...
Here comes the bullshit script. This is Chris Philp, Treasury Minister
of British business organisations to Kwasi Kwarteng's growth plan on Friday, like for example, the Confederation of British Industry, the CBI, the Federation of Small Businesses, the British Chambers of Commerce. They all strongly welcomed the growth plan, and they are the organisations that represent
do you
British
think they
businesses.
Strongly welcome the collapse of their pension funds?
Just bear with me as I.
Look at the fucking arrogance.
Let me read the rest of this paragraph.
With you, those business organisations strongly welcomed the growth plan and the energy intervention, and it's them.
No one welcomes it. I don't know anything about anything, but this is clearly my mortgage. I'm fucked. I've got a private pension. It's not massive. It's a lot smaller now. I tell you that.
Members who are responsible for ultimately creating jobs and for growing the economy. Look, the Bank of England intervened exceptionally in a very targeted way yesterday. The Bank of Japan did something in the currency markets exceptionally a few days before that. That intervention appears to have been successful. The markets have settled. And what will ultimately, I think, be of importance and interest to your...
You took the pound to an all-time low. Is that success? God almighty, what's failure in your book?
Look at his face. Oh, I can't quite go back. Hang on. They don't like being challenged.
Well, because they don't believe what they're saying.
Well, I mean, it's obviously, I'm not going to offer running commentary on the country market, but it has gone up since then. I would just respectfully point out.
And it went down when she was doing the rounds. It went down again. All the good that the Bank of England had done was undone by her being interviewed. What a world. What a world we live in, right? What a world. What is this? Let's see. Someone's sent this to us. Let's see.
No, not to be too biased one way or the other, although we can be, because this is our game. We'll play it how we want. But Owen Jones got his pants pulled down by, what's her name?
Oh,
at the Labour Party conference.
I like her.
I like her too.
I like her a lot.
Jess Phillips.
Jess Phillips.
That was the one. He was trying to go in on her and she was like, no, we can't do anything unless we get into power.
He's a bit of a prick, isn't he? I used to like him.
He has turned... Yeah, he has turned a little bit too far one way, I think.
We had someone who used to be part of this. Most of you know, we had someone who used to be part of our show for a long, long time. And we criticised Jeremy Corbyn, and she exploded. And every now and then will slag me off on Twitter. And there's a lot of very pro Jeremy Corbyn people that she's got, and they will slag me off, and they will say, I'm a Boris enabler because I didn't want to vote for Jeremy Corbyn. I enabled Boris to get in. But they're doing the same thing with Keir Starmer. They won't go anywhere near Keir Starmer because they think he's a Tory. Well,
they called her right wing. He called her right wing.
You're fucking enabling the next Tory government. I don't think there will be, but by being anti. What? I hate those people.
Clyde from the South Wales valleys. Every hour, on the hour, he's been filling up a bucket of water from his kitchen sink, putting it in the boot of his car and driving up to the local reservoir. He wants to make sure that it stays replenished and there's plenty of water for everyone. So far, he's filled up and deposited over 120 buckets of tap water into the reservoir, and believes if every single household in Wales did the same, then Welsh Water wouldn't have to impose a hosepipe ban in his village. He's urging all his friends and family to do the bucket challenge. This slide from the south.
Bless him, though.
I like that.
That's pure. That's pure.
Oh my God. Ah, I like that. Oh look, suddenly it's 9 o'clock.
It is.
Suddenly it's 9 o'clock. There we go. I think that's all of Frankie Boyle. I'm hearing they might move the Eurovision Song Contest back to Ukraine. Bernie Keith. Okay. Do you notice I haven't made any reference to the fact that there's a hurricane called Iain?
It's not spelled the right way.
Exactly.
Graham's right. That guy needs to get together with a clean air fella.
Oh, David has seen episode 6 of The Patient. Very good.
Ooh.
That's tomorrow. I love that program so much. So good. Oh, Kath, come around. We'll watch it. I'll watch it again.
All right.
Because they're 20-minute little episodes. And it's so... Steve Carell, he's so good, right?
Yeah. I started watching Blonde, you know, the Marilyn Monroe thing that's just come out on Netflix.
Right. Any good?
She looks like her. She's good. I don't know whether it's good.
Apparently, they've put in a load of bad stuff that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point? Because a load of bad stuff did happen. So why would you need to exaggerate or massage the figures?
Yeah. But you know, I think that the actor playing Marilyn, is it Anna de Armas? He's really good, to the point where I think I'm about 20 minutes in, and you occasionally go, "Is that old footage of her? Or is that really her?"
I don't think I want to see that. I don't think I want to see. Is it Jeffrey Dahmer?
I started watching that. Now, the families don't want it out, do they?
I don't know. I would imagine if it was anyone related to me.
They said they were not warned it was coming out. They don't want to know about it, and they don't approve of it. I did watch a couple of them, and then I thought, what am I doing watching this? I don't really like true crime podcasts and that anymore, although I do see that Audrey Gillen's doing one.
Yeah, she's excellent.
And she's great, so I probably will have a listen to that just because I like her. I don't really like I don't like crime as an entertainment, which is something that I never thought you'd hear me say, although I didn't think of it as entertainment. I thought I was, just interested in it as a journalistic discipline, because I specialised in crime journalism at school, journalism school. But I think having actually interviewed people who've been involved in stuff, there is a bit of entertainment about it, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
The way they do it now.
Yeah.
And I don't think I like it.
Some messages. David says, have you seen Crazy Stupid Love, Catherine?
No.
Okay, he recommends it.
Okay.
Dave says there's a great Sidney Poitier doc just released. I'll have some of that. Richard says there's some Boris Johnson reenactment on
I started
Sky.
watching that, even though I thought, why am I watching
Branagh,
this?
Isn't it?
Yes, and he's good.
But is it? Cause remember, there was that thing about Brexit and Dominic Cummings, and I think Doctor Strange played Dominic Cummings, didn't he?
Yes, the Dominic Cummings in this they're all really good.
But did that?
But it's a bit close for me. It's like why do I need to rerun the fun? I mean, I remember it. But I tell you what is interesting. They offer an explanation as to why he didn't act as quickly as people in retrospect would have wanted.
Yeah.
And why he disappeared for such a long time over it. Do you remember? Because they disappeared and then Carrie turned up pregnant, didn't she? Do you remember?
Yeah.
And it was because, according to this, and they say that a lot of it's based on fact, but they won't say how much, that his kids wouldn't talk to him, and they wanted to tell the kids that she was pregnant before the Daily Mail found out. But yeah, it sounds like
You're
bullshit.
running the fucking country, you prick.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be doing it. That Dominic Cummings thing, well, I didn't watch it, but the fact they were doing it, instantly, it's entertainment. The destruction of this country is entertainment in that Dominic Cummings thing and in this Boris Johnson thing. It's not like some hard-hitting Adam Curtis documentary that is going to
I mean, it makes Boris Johnson look like it makes him look like a prick. Kenneth Branagh's excellent, of course, but yeah, I think it puts it behind a veneer of entertainment that we don't need at this point. To me, it's still news.
My country's fucked because of those self-serving pricks. Sofa Bomb says Dharma exposes the terrible dismissals of the black community who kept reporting him brilliantly. I don't really know anything about the story.
So his neighbour, who's a woman of colour, keeps reporting it. She's complaining about the noise. She's complaining about the smell. At one point, a lad runs out of his flat and the police herd him back in.
Wow.
And she's saying, but that's a child. Well, no, he said they're boyfriends. Let's not be, let's not intrude too much. They're gays.
Yeah.
Is basically what they do. Even though the kid is, the kid is unconscious pretty much, but looks terrified. And he's just saying, oh, we've just had too much to drink and we've had a row. It's fine. It's fine. And the neighbour's saying, that's a boy. That's a child. My daughter says she's seen him playing in the street. Yeah. No, we see this gentleman has said that's his boyfriend. That's good enough for us.
Taking my meds. Sorry, just checking the dosage of my meds. The point where it started to turn for me was reading that Fred and Rose Westbrook.
Yeah.
That was the thing. I thought,
I read that.
This would be a good book to read. This would be a fun book to read. Fucking hell, was it?
I read that, and I also read one about the Moors murders, and I got all the way to the end, and then they start talking about the tapes, and that for me was enough.
And I don't think I've ever really listened to any. I never listened to Serial, to any of the crime podcasts.
I did. That guy got out, didn't he, recently? Adnan Syed.
I don't know. No idea.
He was in the first Serial that everyone was crazy about. He's only just got out.
I suppose I watched The Tiger King. That felt wrong. Particularly all the hatred towards her. Carol was her name?
Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin, yeah.
I mean, she's still kind of a jokey hate figure, isn't she?
What was the first big one on Netflix?
Staircase?
No, there was one before Staircase. Someone in the chat, no, it was huge. And then they were going to do a second series, Making a Murder. That was it, Making a Murder.
Yeah. I tell you which one I did like that was on Netflix, just because it was so ridiculous.
Murderer, thank you.
The one about the fake heiress. Well, she spoke like this the whole way through it. What is her name? And she was pretending, and she got loads of money out of people, and her voice kept changing, and her accent was ridiculous, and she was pretending, and they couldn't work out whether she was a Russian or not.
Anna Delvey.
Anna Delvey.
Thank you, Michelle. See, you join and straight away.
Anna Delvey.
You're in there with
I watched that, and I was talking like that for about a week afterwards. Is that what you're wearing?
When Katherine gets stuck in the voice, she really
I get stuck in it for a while. I got stuck in that.
Gatford says, why had everyone turned on the lady from the online parish council Zoom meeting? I don't know. Don't think they have they? She turned out to be a massive racist.
No. Although I think she's going in. There's a new show coming up. I don't know whether it started, but it's certainly about to, which is people who are putting themselves up to. Holy shiz!
What happened there?
I don't know. Was that a child or a cat that did that? Either will be punished very severely. They are going to be Make Me the Prime Minister or something. It's like a reality TV show, and I think Jackie Weaver is going to be in that.
David says, Pop Star Never Stopping is now on Prime Video. Now, I watched that years ago when it first came out and thought it was shit. And David kept banging on about it. So I watched it again the other week and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. What are they arguing about?
Oh, I don't know. It's just always something. One's 11 and one's 14. It's what they do. Although then I send them to bed and there's laughing. So they're either messing about or fighting. Aren't yours like that? Or yours wrestle? Of course.
Sophia says, I don't know. They wrestle. I don't know if anyone saw the Panorama documentary last night. I taught one of the girls for 5 years who was one of the patients. I felt numb all day today. I do not see that so far, and I don't know what it was about, so I don't get any of the references. If you feel you can share that, then please do. If you feel you can't, then that is absolutely fine. Richard says, Richard, Jesus Christ. Kath, can you do a whole show with accents?
Listen, I can live my whole life with accents, yes.
She's got a funny one anyway, mate.
Do your Greta Thunberg.
Okay, wait, let me come to the microphone. Wait, can I have the microphone?
No.
But I need to be able to be.
No, just stay there. Cause, yeah, they can hear you. They can hear you fine.
Can they?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Yeah, they can.
Okay. I am Greta, and I am vegetarian or vegan or something, so I do not like IKEA meatballs. And if you dare give me an IKEA meatball,
Do the how dare you?
How dare you? You have ruined my dreams and my something else.
Your future.
And my future with your empty words. Thank you very much.
All right, get out now.
You can tell she's.
Sister won't give you the computer, even though I need to.
Sister should be off the computer now. It's quarter past
bedtime.
9.
I need to give her. I need to look for school. She won't let me have it.
Need to just look for school.
Yeah.
Could we
Then
have
we have a
Greta
problem.
Thunberg talking to Nico, please?
Come here a minute, please.
You can tell that she is.
They want a conversation between Greta and a woman who talks like this. So why are you not at school, little girl?
Because I'm saving the planet with my friend David Attenborough.
There's no point saving the planet. We're all gonna die.
Well, yeah, but I want it to be a nice, beautiful world for our future children.
Can you stop waggling my light around?
Great grandchildren.
All right, you're dismissed. Thank you very much.
It's the duct tape. It's not very good. It's very good for the environment. Catherine, why do that?
Catherine, why do that?
All right.
Totally your kid.
Use eco-friendly bamboo tissues.
All right, go on. Bugger off.
And just like a mum,
Computer.
just like a mum, you can't shut her up.
She's worse than me. She's worse than me. She's not been given a good kicking by the world yet. It'll come.
Graham says, do you remember the documentary about two young American guys trying to make a horror film called American Movie? Yeah, we screened that, didn't we? We screened that in King's Cross. Colvin. It's pronounced Colvin. I don't think it's pronounced like that. Computer Wars.
I think the small one's won.
Gatford says, Catherine, please do a David Turner's impression. Well, every David Turner's impression starts like that.
What are you talking about? Hey? Hey? I don't talk funny. Know what I mean?
Anyone else, guys?
Anyone else? Jackie's still on. She talks like, yeah, Jackie.
So people are saying, David says, Catherine, do these accents. Indian, Chinese. Thank you. No. Faith is saying about Little Un, that's actually good. Leanna, brilliant. Fantastic. Haha, so good. People enjoying it.
I'm doing an impression of a patient mother now. It's my least convincing impression.
I've got my boys tomorrow. That'll be fun.
I'm going to reap the whirlwind as soon as this stream is over.
I'm not reading out any more of the impression requests because I would like to go to bed at some point. You've had it all evening.
Ten more years of this at least. At least.
Visionary says, do Iain. I bet it'll be very similar to David Turner's. You can only do one southern voice.
Cockney.
Not fucking Cockney.
Not fucking Cockney.
Shut the fuck up.
That's Iain. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Don't say that. It was such a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, you do.
No, I do not say that.
You don't need to tell. We're all listening to it.
Sofa Bum says, if you could go back in time, would you both still choose to be famous, going back to where tonight's show started? I can't see me having a proper job for my life. I would have... I can't see me having a proper job, and I've got no... I would probably have ended up being a manager in a shop. And I would have been miserable. So, yeah, I don't know.
And I'm not famous. I'm just caught up in a whirlwind.
Gatford says all Iain impressions have to start with first cab of. You say cab of the rank. It's actually first cab off the rank. I don't say that often. I know I say it. I'll admit to. I'll put my hands up and say yes. I say first cab off the rank. But
I wouldn't say it's a catchphrase, is it?
No. I tell you what I say more is
Got
shut
a
up,
mouthful of
Gatford.
sausage. Yeah.
Shut up, Gatford. That's the Iain. Yeah, Iain. Some people don't know the origin of the Iain. It's Ringo Starr. Let's see if we can find some footage of Ringo Starr saying Iain. Oh, hang on. What's this? David sent me something. Let me drag this over here. Let's share screen.
What you got?
I don't know. This is a Turner's thing. Hang on a minute. I've got to just change the shot. Zoom screen. Let's see what we got here.
You guys have met before, haven't you?
We have met. Last time we met was in IB for Rocks. It was at Craig David show.
What's that?
IB for Rocks. Come on, you know what IB for
No, I
Rocks
don't
is, bro.
genuinely.
So there's a hotel that has.
What's going on here? She's not enjoying this.
Ooh, she's getting
live
cringed
music,
out.
and that's where me and her created our bond.
Something's gone on here. Something's happened, right?
They got mullered,
A
didn't
lot
they?
of vibes, and Craig David was singing.
A lot of vibes.
What is it sex? Is it drugs? What?
Nah.
No, you don't want to admit to the nation.
It's nothing to admit. There are certain things that happen in life that are kept outside a breakfast studio.
Love it, breakfast, love eggs and beans. Or favourite?
Eggs and beans. Now that's got beans. That's a euphemism for spunk, isn't it?
What? I don't think that's anything to do with anything.
I think it is.
Breakfast, love eggs and beans. Or favourite?
That means spunk.
No,
Big
it
Zoo.
doesn't. What, as in so spill the beans?
No, as in that they had sex.
I want beans on toast.
That beans, spunk.
Come on now.
Or favourite?
Big Zoos, Big Eats returns for a third series on Monday. Good luck with it. Yeah, you sit there and giggle. We'll have words later. Sitting there giggling. Do you want to do the next
Sounded
bit?
luckier than it
You won
needed
2
to. That.
BAFTAs.
Well done.
It should be okay.
Well done.
You guys have met. You guys have met before, haven't you?
We have met last time.
What is going on there? Here's the thing. I say here's the thing. What is going on there?
I think he's just being over familiar. That's all that is.
Sofa says a woman's eggs and a man's beans.
But no mention of sausage.
I'm always surprised when Sofa, because we've met Sofa at a few shows, and I'm always surprised when she drops the filth.
Why?
She seems so normal. A woman's eggs and a man's beans. He is being out of order, David. You're right. He is being out of order.
I think he's being cheeky.
Yeah.
But he's not mentioned rimming like Lewis Capaldi, so.
I was going to look for Ringo Starr saying Iain.
Iain.
Oh, look at this. Ringo's got a new song out.
Oh, God.
At Argos, it's toy time with savings of up to a third on hundreds of toys. Let's get...
Where do you hear this?
He's 82 fucking years old.
Uncannily dark for his age, isn't he?
Yeah, that colour black does not exist in the universe.
We don't have enough in the verses, and we don't have enough.
What's he doing there? Scratching his...
He's scratching his old man bollocks in his trackie. He's always having the time of his life, right? Let's get to the singing. There we go.
We're all in this together now.
Okay, it's as shit as you'd imagine, but
well, yeah.
The fact he's still going. Let's see if he says Iain.
Our first guest tonight. Think of your music as like up there with Da Vinci and with the great works of art throughout history. I really do. I think the body of work is miraculous in some ways. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you.
You can see his glasses are really powerful. Look, he's blind as a bat. Iain.
Great.
Yeah, I do agree. I love the music myself, and I'm
That was an and.
That was an and.
amazed that every generation gets into us, and now
there we go.
There it
Iain.
was.
There it
Iain.
was. Iain.
I'm amazed that every generation gets into us, and now from when we made some of those records on 2-track, and if they were taking, they had to lower the bass. They'd always take the bass drum off, so there's no bass drum everywhere. But the new mastering of all our records now, the sound is great.
We're going to get a copyright strike for showing that clip. Ladies and gentlemen, we is done. Thank you so much indeed.
It's all gone quiet downstairs, which means either
They're
they
dead.
found, someone's died, or they found some sort of agreement, or the Wi-Fi's gone off.
Yeah. Oh, the Ian Brown tour footage. Have you seen any of that?
Oh God, no.
The
but
thing
I've
is,
heard
he's always been a
that's
shit singer. He's always famously been a terrible, terrible singer. But the fact that he's doing it karaoke style is what is upsetting everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure tonight. I really enjoyed it. We will be back tomorrow night at 7 for a 3-hour show, and I suspect tomorrow we might watch some old crap. You coming here tomorrow night? Or are you doing it from home?
yes.
Okay, all right.
I will. I don't get out much anymore, so yes.
No. Lovely to see so many new faces here as well tonight. That makes me very, very happy. So thank you very much. I'll be on the radio tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It's Friday. Monday shows are good because I've done stuff, and Friday shows are good because it's the weekend. The rest in between, yeah. But we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.